What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? We have arrived in San Antonio. We are here live at the Southtown 101. I got to meet Jose in person. I got to drink heavily with so many of the cappers that we work with every single day. It was extremely enjoyable. And look what got right beside me, Gogster.
What's going on, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? We're here, baby. We're back. Southtown 101, guys. It's an unbelievable spot there. The hospitality next to none. Jose, treat meeting him. Big show, everybody else. Nut Flush Al, what's going on, everyone in the chat there? North Ender, guys that can't be here. We're just gonna keep capping and cashing tickets like we do, right, Jim?
Oh man, we are so excited about being here, dude. It's just so much fun. The bar is very, very cool. If any of you guys are like on the fence, like maybe I could drive 6 hours or 8 hours to meet these guys, come, because it's fucking magic, man. That's fucking magic. Weather's beautiful. We got this incredible bar that we're sitting in, hanging in all day. We got tickets to Michigan, Villanova.
Man, it just keeps getting better and better.
Arizona, Houston. Where are you golfing today? Tell them where you're
we're golfing too today, guys. Brackenridge Golf, of course, myself, Big Show, and Boston Nick. Also, our guy there, Iksnizol. Iksnizol, what a star, eh?
Yeah, man. He hit the mic and dropped some tracks, man. He was the star last night. No doubt about it. No doubt about it, man.
Yeah, so we're going to Brackenridge later today, guys. It's just action-packed. You can get over here. Highly recommend it. The party's just beginning. You know, the game's tomorrow for NCAA. So, yeah, we look forward to it. Everyone can come on down. Prince of the City, everyone. Trump won. What's going on there? Slaughter, everyone. Slotsy, good to see you guys. But,
and we're by the way, just so you rookies can do me a favor, one, speak into the mics. That would be good.
Sure. Okay.
Thank you. And two, Jimmy, your bill is in fact green. So it is a green screen when you look up.
Okay.
And I will also say that why don't you tell people where are your hats, Jimmy?
I did leave my hats in an Uber on my way here, so I don't know.
5 in the morning. Like, what are you gonna
see them again? I don't know if we'll ever see them again. So I'm gonna go get new hats. So what should I flip my hat?
No, I think you're okay. You can
just look down. Just look down.
No, that would be weird. You would look very timid, but I think you're perfectly fine. It's all right as long as your hat's not fully green like Gogster's was.
Gogster did come in with a fully green hat.
And by the way, how many hats did you lose? I never asked.
Well, let's not call them lost yet. They're just somewhere in the ether. But I'd say 6, I guess, maybe 6 or 7. Yeah,
that's a dent. That's a dent.
Not good. So I'm gonna have to go pick up some new hats. This was the only one I was wearing. But Prince of the City says that I look like I haven't slept yet. I did get a little bit of sleep, maybe about 5 hours.
I thought you were gonna say 5 minutes.
No, about 5 hours. I did get about 5, maybe 4 hours. 4 hours, 5 hours. But look, I'm ready to fucking rock, Ghost. I feel good in here, man. I feel good. Shout out to everybody joining us right now in the chat. Steady. We got Real Deal Prime in the house. We got Nilo. We got Billy Friedrich, Nuke Worker, Buzznut721, Ryan Kozlowski, Viper NB, Nut Flush Allen says, morning, boys and girls. Chris and I will be touching down in Texas tomorrow. Can't wait. God, tomorr's going to be incredible.
I'll be honest. Ghoster's glowing right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, look at him. He looks great right now.
I'm a sore thumb here, guys, down in San Antonio. I stand out like a sore thumb.
You know, I was thinking about this, Gogster. I think I might have to be the interpreter between my mom and my dad and you, because you guys speak 2 different kinds of English. And I don't know if you guys are going to be able to understand each other.
It's interesting. Gogster calls everybody buddy down here. And it seems like the Hispanic culture in San Antonio doesn't receive that very well.
Yeah, no. It's like I just told them I'm going to, I'm trying to, fuck their daughter or something. I didn't. I said, hey buddy, But anyway, guys, if you come to San Antonio, be careful in your lingo. Let's just put it that way there. If you want to be if you want to get away without getting kicked out of a bar, maybe keep the buddy to yourself.
They're not Gogster's buddies.
No,
and they don't want Gogster to call them buddy or bud.
No, I can confirm as a Hispanic, if you call me buddy or bud, I will be feel very condescending towards, or I feel be very little to.
We got serious business in the house. Slat says, good morning. Had a perfect 7-0 night in NHL yesterday. Best betting day of the season. Wish I was jamming with you guys in San Antonio on the Leafs -1.5 today. PG 007. There's Piker, Puzzler. Jeff Slaughter says that they're on their way. We're going to have special guests dropping in. Billy Brisbane giving us a couple of NBA looks in studio. We're going to have...
He might be just learning this too.
Iksnizol jumping in the studio, dropping some glory. We're going to have Nolly Knows and CMAC coming to us from their individual homes, but they will be here in San Antonio shortly as well. Rodney Barton in the house. Prince says you still look drunk. I'm pretty good. I feel pretty good, man. Jimmy Gomez, Cheshire Cat, Alan Huang, Spenny Penny Bombs, David Summers, Alex Hills. What a great group. David Summers says, welcome to Texas, the greatest country in the world.
Yeah.
A country that doesn't really like you very much.
Or accept your ID.
You know what? When you're coming out here, guys, it's cutthroat. You know, hey, give me a beer. No, not even thank you. Don't even throw in the thank you at the end. Just, I need a beer.
Gogster's panicking. I remember when
panicking because I'm too fucking nice up down here. But anyway, guys, it's
Gogster cracks under pressure quick.
There's Iksnizol. Iksnizol's on his way down, so Jose will send me the info on exactly which games that they will be attacking. But Gogster.
I know what game Iksnizel's attacking. I'm gonna tell you right now. It's the Brooklyn Nets and the Memphis Grizzlies because he's been talking about it since last night. I've got it burned into my memory. And guess what? I'm going to bet it. And if it doesn't cash, I'm going to look at Iksnizol very, very depressed, like a sad puppy.
Well, yeah, don't push him.
No.
Because he'll.
Oh, no.
He's probably a little dehydrated this morning. You might get an open hand slap in the face.
Well, he was a star of the show.
He was.
The quickest
Definitely.
I've ever seen someone talking to let's call him one of DJ Big Boss's women, and immediately to the dance floor. Just in 5 seconds.
Immediately to the dance floor.
It was impressive.
And the song he sang, "Sitting on the Dock of the Bay," and he crushed it.
Oh man, you should have seen it, guys. He's on the karaoke there, just giving the ones and twos, and it was unbelievable. Iksnizol, a star.
Well, we have a ton of work to do. Gogster, you are here for the NHL portion of today's show, and then we're going to have Nolly Knows and CMAC joining us for NCAA basketball. But Gogster, it's an important lesson you learned last night. I learned it when I first went down to LA. I was 21 years old, and I would call people brother, and they would make me know that they're not my brother. And I think that's what happened to you last night. You've learned something. So just cut buddy from the vocabulary and everything will be fine.
Cut buddy or they're going to cut your throat.
Yep.
All right.
Don't call my dad buddy.
No.
My mom would like it though.
No.
And by the way, I was about to say, sorry, Jimmy, before I interrupt you.
No,
I think I decided this morning, I got a text message from a pal alerting me about something, and I have to say, hey, play for you. It's live in the flesh.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's time to get to work. Trump once says everything is bigger and better in Texas, and then he says Houston takes down Arizona tomorrow. We'll be watching that live,
Houston, baby. Let's go.
Person. Let's get right to work. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. We are live at the Southtown 101 in San Antonio, in studio, baby, in studio, and we get right to work in the NHL, 7 p.m. Eastern. And there's Matty Ice saying tank cash yesterday. I love it, Maddie. Let's get right to work, Mr. Gogster. New Jersey Devils at Toronto Maple Leafs. Devils 23-35 and 5, 8-21-2 on the road. Leafs 39-18 and 5, 22-7 and 2 at home. We're at Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario. John Gillies. He has not looked very good so far this year. 6-6-0, 2.99 goals against average, 902 save percentage. And Eric Shalgren changing the possible final destination of this Toronto Maple Leaf squad when it looked like goaltending was going to be a serious problem. Can he keep it up? 4 games into his season, 2.32 goals against average, 930 save percentage, 1 shutout. The Devils 18% power play, penalty killing at 80.6%. Toronto 28.8% power play, penalty killing at 84.6%. Let's start with the market that we are dealing with.
What's the market
here.
doing, Jimmy?
Start there. We have this total at 7.
Yeah. Yeah. They didn't want to give us a 6 and a hook.
And tell us a little bit about the Devils' last few games and why they'd be offering us a 7.
Well, yeah, guys, last 3-4 games, they've all went over easily, scoring 3 goals, the 3 games on the road trip against Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, losing all those games 6-3. And then they just came back against the Rangers, a huge 7-4 win against Igor Shesterkin too, scoring those goals against him. So that's a good sign from this Devils team, guys. They're going up against Toronto, and I'm seeing, Jimmy, that actually it's Chalgren, eh? Calgren? It's Chalgren.
It's not Shalgren?
Or Shalgren? Oh, what? I'm drunk, guys. Whatever. Shalgren. I'm trying to tell Jimmy something I don't even understand. Anyways,
I don't know. No, I know that it's not Calgren.
It's not Calgren, even though it should be, but it's Swedish, right? So you got to put those 2 dots on the A. I'm looking at Mrazek, Jim. I saw Mrazek was confirmed, buddy. Yeah,
and that's what Spenny Pennybomb is saying. It is Mrazek.
So this guy was on waivers. He said, "Listen, buddy, we don't want you." He's now back on the team, and he's starting a game. This doesn't seem like it could be a spot you could think, hey, he's going to prove himself that he's this Chalgren guy, he's not the guy Mrazek is, but I can't trust Mrazek still. He does have decent numbers at home, guys, but the way the Devils are putting the puck in the net, they're completely healthy too, Jimmy. They got Heischer's back. They got a full line on the defense is going. Their goaltending situation, Blackwood would be a nice guy to have in the net, but Nico Dawes too. There's a big difference between two guys, between Nico Dawes, I think, and Gillies.
Did you see who the Devils acquired?
No, who did the Devils acquire?
The Hamburglar.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Hamburglar,
okay.
Andrew Hammond, is being acquired. The 34-year-old journeyman.
Literally journeyman. He's just bounced around team to team. Was on Montreal when they had problems, and now he's on the Devils. So goaltending issues all over the place. The bet I want to give you guys for today's first game here is going to be Devils team total over 2.5, Jim.
It's got to be juiced. It's a 7. How could they hang a 2.5?
Minus 121.
Is a great bet.
So, oh shit. I think that's the play, guys. I think Devils team total over 2.5. You got Mrazek. He's just a guy no one wanted this guy, and now he's kind of stuck with Toronto. He's going to be going here. Campbell's got issues. Chalgren I think he's been playing a little too much. He hasn't had good numbers though. 2-0-1, 1.21 save percentage. Goals against 0.963 save percentage. Really small sample size from Eric, but with Mrazek and net, Jimmy, I can't trust the guy. And with the Devils completely healthy, guys, this is a quick team, a go team, similar to Toronto. That's why the total's so high, because this could be like a 3-2 game after the first period for all we know, guys. I don't see it staying under the total being 7. I'm not going to take it, Jim, just because you're going to need 8 goals to win, and that's a lot in hockey. But I do think there's going to be some goals here. Team total over, guys. Ryan said I got this at plus 105. Holy shit. On the team total over. That's unbelievable. And I'm there from Ryan. A line from Ryan. I think that's the play here, guys. Devils team total over 2.5, Jim, minus 121.
No pressure, but I just took it too.
I'm shocked at this number. So shocked that I don't see how let's just check it out right now. Minus 120 at Bet365 right now.
Someone fucked up.
That's just shock and awe.
If it makes you feel better, I just bet it at minus 130 with my local because he gives me the worst odds ever.
That does make me feel a little bit worse, actually.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Over 3.5 for the Leafs is minus 220, and over 2.5 for the Devils is minus 120. I mean, that's a market mistake.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that should be at least minus 140, 150. If the line's 7. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the plus 1.5 was minus 123. So I'd rather have the minus 120 on the 2.5 because I do think there's going to be some goals, and I like the Devils here, fellas.
Well, let's talk about the Leafs very quickly before we move on. They have Jake Muzzin, who's out with a concussion, an extremely important piece of their defense in the playoffs. They need him in there, and I don't know if he'll be ready. So what they do, they pick up Mark Giordano, Kraken captain. Do you have faith in Giordano? Because I don't have a ton of faith, but he seems motivated.
Yeah, he's motivated. He's that Muzzin type of player, right? Like he's got a great clapper at the point. He's not going to be skating up like half of the Toronto defensemen do, like Sandin and whatnot. He's your typical stay-at-home defenseman. He's a little bit older, but he's got so much experience. I think Jimmy being around. He's a captain for Calgary. Giordano, he's respected in the league from what I know too. He's going to help Toronto defensively because with Toronto's recipe right now, Jim, like guys, it's not going to work in the playoffs. This trying, go all the offense. So picking up Giordano, I do think Toronto's going to have to be a lot more defensive. Like as the months go on, guys, as much as we do have the over 2.5 here, I think they're going to have to start focusing just massively, Jimmy, on their defense because their offense is fine. They can score with the best of them. It's getting the defense and getting the goalies comfortable. Like Campbell and all these guys. The defense is so shit in front of them. Like they make them look so damn bad. And if they can get Giordano back, I think it's going to be a good part. Good a locker room guy too for the Leafs. So within time, I do think it's going to help Toronto towards some unders because Giordano's not an offensive guy in my opinion.
It was once,
long ago
when he won the Norris and he was putting up a bunch of points. But Matty Ice says both teams to score first period plus 145. Says love that value. I've not moved on any bets yet today.
I don't mind that at all, Matty.
So we're working here together. All right, let's move.
Tyreek Hill is requested a trade. And the two teams vying for his services are the Miami Dolphin and the New York Jets. In there. Like swimwear. We need him. Let's go. But Tyreek Hill's going to be on the move here soon.
Oh, man. Get those Super Bowl tickets, Jose, because the Jets
are in there
all the way.
Me and Zachy boy.
Oh, man. Dynasty time.
Here we
Dynasty time.
Former Cowboy until he abused his pregnant girlfriend. Woo!
God. Your New York Jets are trash.
What happened last night for him to just say, you know what, guys? They had a fun Stanley Cup. I'm drunk. Super Bowls, and now he's done. That's a little. I wonder what happened there. I feel like something went on there. But Tyreek Hill is gone. That's good for my Broncos. I gotta love that.
And Dennis Garcia says Denver to win the division, betting it now. Wow, it feels like it was just a year ago when he said the same thing.
I don't remember that.
All right, let's move on to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Pittsburgh Penguins 39-16-9, 21-7-4 at Buffalo Sabres 22-33-8, 11-16-4 at home at KeyBank Center in Buffalo, New York. God, must be such shit to live that far up north. Pack of fucking losers freezing their fucking balls off 8 months a year. Man,
did you hear about the pilot that was drunk? He was before the flight 4 times over the limit in Buffalo.
I'm comfortable with that. I'm fine with that. I'd like my pilot to have a couple drinks and relaxes people.
What else do you do in Buffalo, right?
Casey DeSmith, 6'4" 3, 2.99 goals against average, 904 save percentage, 2 shutouts. Again, if I've got the goalies messed up, blame. We just ordered 6 bottles of Kraken to the Southtown 101, so we didn't have Kraken last night. So maybe that's why I'm a little fresher. I do feel a little fresher than usual. The Kraken didn't poison me. Craig Anderson, 11-9-0, 3.06 goals against average, 904 save percentage, no shots. Pittsburgh, 20.3% power play, 86.2% penalty killing. I don't know what their ceiling is. I don't think it's a Stanley Cup. Personally, I don't think they have enough depth. I don't think they fixed anything really at the deadline. I don't know if they were able to because they're right against it with the cap. Buffalo, 18.7% power play, 76.5% penalty killing. Let's take a look at the numbers here. We have Buffalo opening up at a plus 193 dog, being very little movement. Very little movement. Let's take a look at the totals here quickly and see what we are dealing with in this spot. We have a 6, and it was
thanks, Billy.
A big plus line, plus 103 to the over. It's now minus 115. So there's been 15, 18 cent move towards the over. Pens on the second half of a back-to-back after their third straight win, 5-1 at home over Columbus last night. They won 5 of 6. They had that 3-game losing streak, end of February. Yeah. And since then they've been rolling 8-2-1. Their top 4 offensive weapons are playing very well. What happens when they don't? We saw Malkin go through a little, dry period. He's now scored in back-to-back games. Gensel is 30th and 31st goals of the year. Crosby has 30 points in his past 21 games. Sabres coming off their second straight win, 3-2 at Vancouver Sunday. They've won.
They're playing good.
Yeah.
Really good hockey right now.
They lose 6-1 to the Oilers. They get beaten up by the Oilers, and it was a really bad spot for them, I guess, because they just shown what they were made of in the outdoor game against the Leafs. Yeah. Maybe feeling good about themselves. Edmonton is a team that's desperate for wins. Edmonton smacked them, snacked them right in the old glove box. I don't know what that really refers to. Glove box.
Chocolate starfish.
Well, that could work here.
Prison pocket.
And the interesting thing about the Sabres, they make no moves at the deadline. They didn't sell anything. They didn't do anything. Why didn't they?
That team just seems since I'm 28 years old, guys. I can't remember the last time Buffalo was good. I think it was in the early 2000 days, Jim, when they had Dominic Hasek and whatnot. Because they just seem to not care. It's too bad because their AHL team in Rochester is not too bad. They got some nice pieces, but they got to get their goaltending situation's a problem. Their defense it's young. It's a young team for the most part, though. Right now, guys, Buffalo they're playing well, Jim. They're playing solid hockey. After that 7, what do we have here? 6-1 loss, 1-0 to Calgary. How the hell do you shut Calgary out on the road in Calgary, guys? That's unbelievable that Buffalo did that. Came back, won the next game 3-2 against Vancouver, who was desperate for a win too. So Buffalo's playing good hockey right now. I saw one of the guys in the chat. I think it was Elliot V. They were saying Buffalo plus 1.5. Yeah, Elliot V plus 1.5 is the play. I don't mind that at all, Elliot V. I do want Smith probably 60 minutes, Jim. I was looking at first period money line on Buffalo. I did play it, guys. Actually, I did play that one. Plus 160 Buffalo first period money line. Pittsburgh coming off that 5-1 win, 4-1 against Arizona, too. Fat and happy. Allowed one goal to both those teams, but Columbus actually, they do have pretty good offense, in my opinion, especially at home. But then 4-1 to Arizona, 3-2 against St. Louis, 4-1 against Nashville. It's a game. I don't love this one, guys, but I am going to be taking Buffalo here first period. And then even, you know what, I'm tempted by that plus 1.5 from Elliott V. Elliott V, I think, is making a great point there. Yeah, Mrazek there, Mike. Yeah, he's getting the start for the Leafs now. I think there's a problem there. And Poker Addicted there is just bringing up AA meeting. At Rochester.
Stay focused, Gogster.
Okay.
Stay focused, Gogster. Stay focused. Sabres first period plus 160. I get it. I get it.
It's not one I really like, but just how good Buffalo's playing right now. I know it was on the road. They're coming back off that road trip. Top of my head too. The more I'm thinking about this, Jimmy, I feel like this could be a no goal in the first 9 minutes, 30 seconds. No goal first 10 minutes. But it's that's just kind of more I'm talking. It's not a play I feel confident enough to pick here, guys. But just off that long road trip, Buffalo's defense they're looking solid.
And Taint play today is in. Taint play today, Youngstown State plus 13.5. We will break that all down when we go over college basketball with Nolly Knows and Conor Mac, who will be joining us here shortly. I get it.
28. We're 28 there, Nilo. Yeah, we're still good.
He still gets ID'd everywhere he goes.
Yeah, poor Jimmy does too.
All right, let's roll on. Mark Schellenberg giving a final score for the Pens, 5-2. I don't want the Pens.
No, I'd be on Buffalo. I team total under maybe for Pitts. I think this is an under. My final score in this game would be like a 3-2 Pittsburgh, 2-1, maybe 4-2. I don't think it gets too high. I don't think it goes. I don't think we see 7 goals here. That's just my opinion, fellas.
There's Razor Sharp Picks. Will be down here rolling with us in no time. I just picked up a Razor Sharp Picks shirt.
Yeah, and you had the hat, the Cash It hat rocking there, all in Toronto.
By the way, the Cash It hat is in an Uber's driver's trunk somewhere in Toronto. Razor, bad news about the Cash It.
It's not lost though, Razor. It's not lost.
Well, it's okay. Well, let's move on. 8:30 p.m. Eastern next up. Gogster's moved on both the first 2 games. I've yet to move on anything yet. Vancouver Canucks 30-26-8, 16-13-3 on the road at Colorado Avalanche, 45-13-5, 25-3-3 at home at Ball Arena. In Denver, Colorado, we have the Iron Lady. The Iron Lady, Mr. Thatcher Demko.
Thatcher
will be between the pipes. And this is a Canucks team that is falling apart. I mean, maybe falling apart's a little harsh.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah. There's one for you. Oh, jeez. Just the kerosene. What are they called? The varicose veins in my cock are just much thicker when I see Margaret Thatcher.
Kind of looked like the girl that Ick picked up last night.
It did, yeah. It looked like Iksnizol's girl on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. She's just a thing of absolute beauty. Canucks are coming off their third straight loss, 3-2 at home to the lowly Sabres. A very disappointing homestand, the most important homestand of the entire season, and they go 2-3-2. They're right there at the bottom of the playoff picture, and this was a crucial opportunity for them to get wins, and they couldn't do it. They trade Tyler Mott to the Rangers for a 4th-round pick. I like his toughness. Tyler Mott, so he's gone, and then Hamonic was traded to Ottawa. I mean, who cares there, really? They bring in Travis Dermott for a 3rd-round pick.
Nice.
I don't know. 3rd-round pick might be a little steep for Dermott, but
I hate Dermott.
Avalanche coming off their 4th straight win, 3-2 at home over Edmonton on Monday night. Sakic did not do anything to the goaltending. Believes that Kemper is the guy who could hold the Stanley Cup over his head. Do you think Darcy Kemper can hold the Stanley Cup over his head?
No, I'm not going to try and fight the other side there. I don't.
No. Dennis says, "Congrats, Jimmy. Vancouver's done." It's not. At
least there's still time left. It's not like there's no time left. We still got like a month and a bit till the season's over. So they're gonna have to pick up their socks here. But yeah.
And there's Fat Wally in the house. Wally, we're in your city, baby. We're in your city. We can't wait to hang out. We can't wait to hang out, man.
Brother Wally.
So they pick up Nico Sturm and Josh Manson first. Then they pick up Arturi Lehkonen and Andrew Cogliano. I think those are nice pieces. They lose Ryan Murray to a fractured arm on Monday against the Oilers, and they're already without Landeskog, who had knee surgery, and they're hoping that he will be back. Take it away here, Mr. Gogster. There's the Knuckleheads, this total, by the way, has just fired up. 6.5 are now on the board from the 6. By the way, when this opened, it was actually juiced to the under. 6 at -107. It's now fired way up. And if you want the over 6, it's up to -130. And from a money line perspective here, pull up this. We have the Canucks opening up at 214. They're now at about 220. And I think the Vancouver Canucks are sort of still a dangerous dog. I mean, if you're going to get the Canucks around these prices, it's not a bad place to be. Take it away. Oh, there we go.
There's the crew. It's here, the boys. What's going on?
Do you have any interest in this spot here? There's Boston Nick in the house. Do you have any interest?
It's this one here, guys. Vancouver, Colorado. I had a good look on Vancouver this year. This one here, guys, they're going to be on a back-to-back Vancouver. That's the first thing I want to let you guys know. They're playing tomorrow against Minnesota, so it's going to be a back-to-back game. Back-to-back game against a really tough team like this. You blow your load here, you're not going to have much going in Minnesota. This is a tough one here, guys. The line's crazy, -260. Vancouver's not that bad to be a +215, especially if you have Demko going. There's question marks. I expect Demko to go, Jimmy, because I know what's his name there, Halak, went a couple games ago. So I would think Demko goes this one, and then they put Minnesota. They go with Halak there, guys. Looking at Colorado, though, yeah, Jimmy said it. Landeskog and Girard, too, is another guy I saw that was out.
Oh, yeah, he's been out now for 5 weeks.
Okay, yeah, he's been out for a little while there. But yeah, no, I think he. I think if Kemper's gonna play well, like it's all coming down to Kemper for this Colorado team, guys, because they have the offense, they got the defense, they can score at any time. That atmosphere in Colorado is nuts. It just comes down to Kemper, and his numbers aren't too bad. He's got a solid team. I don't want to hum and haw too much about this one, guys. It's not one I love. I'd have to probably go with Jimmy. I'd lean towards an under. I don't agree with that market that it's shooting up that high. I don't see.
That's what the guys are saying in the chat. North Ender says, I'm hoping this goes to 6.5, and I will take the under. Billy Friedrich says, I like the under.
Yeah,
6
yeah.
One Raven in the Deserts on the under.
Back to back against a team like Minnesota. How the hell do you come out and win the game 5-4, Jimmy? Just go absolutely nuts. I think you try to play a more defensive style game, especially if you have the better of the two goalies going tonight in Demko. Yeah, I lean towards. It's not going to have any action on this one, guys. I like the first two plays a lot better, but I would lean towards maybe no goal first 10 minutes kind of thing. Even Jim, first period under, full game under. I don't. That's very risky when you think about it, going up against Colorado and Vancouver taking unders. But just the situation here for Vancouver. I do think it's going to be. And I was saying earlier on, guys, in the shows last month that I think there's going to be more unders. I know these lines are high, but you have the playoffs coming around. You're not going to 5-4 games, 7 crazy, 6-7 goal games. You're going to see 3-2, your typical 2-1s, like a lot more tighter games, I think, going forward. And with a back-to-back here, I do think it's an under.
It's interesting. It certainly seems like that's a sharp look here. The 77% of tickets, now just 3,959 tickets are in, but 77% of the tickets are on the over, but just 41% of the cash. So some big bets coming in on the under, and the market still moving towards the over. A very, very, very interesting. And we have Ron Crawford in the house. Spreadsheet play of the day is in. Spreadsheet play of the day is Colorado in regulation. And our guy, Ron Crawford, big shout out to Ron Crawford.
Give Ronnie the respect he deserves there. Dennis there. No, surprisingly, it was not me, my friend. I hope you didn't have too much money on that. No puke in here. Just a little fuzzy. Can't even talk.
We all are seasoned drinkers, so there was no puking last night. All right, let's move on to the. So I guess I can understand there being interest on the under 6.5. Another thing is Slaughter's set up really nice spot for us. We got 6 TVs, beautiful big TVs up. So it's live betting paradise here at the Southtown 101. So we'll be watching all these games and making moves on them as well. Let's go. Next up, we have 10 p.m. Eastern. Chicago Blackhawks 22-32-9, 11-16-4 at the Anaheim Ducks, 27-27-11, 16-13-4 at home at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. We have Marc-Andre Fleury against John Gibson. Both goaltenders Oh wait, Marc-Andre Fleury's not even on the Blackhawks anymore. What the hell do I have that written there? What am I doing, man?
Pardon?
Yeah, sorry.
Even I know that. He's gone up north.
just like
Kevin Lankinen
writing notes at 7 a.m, not helping clearly. Chicago 20.3% power play, 76.2% penalty killing. Anaheim 23.5% power play, 81.7% penalty killing. Blackhawks coming off their third straight loss, 6-4 at home to Winnipeg on Sunday night. They've lost 3 straight, 6 of their last 8. And Marc-Andre Fleury is on the Minnesota Wild.
Poker Addicted wants to know, is Roenick playing tonight?
All right, okay. Look, it was fucking late night, man. It was a late night, man. So they did pick up Boris Kachuk and Taylor Radish. Radish scored and got an assist against Winnipeg. Ducks coming off their 7th straight loss, 6-3 at home over Nashville on Monday night. Troy Terry, 10th player in franchise history to score 30 goals in the season. I'm shocked that only 10 players have done that in a hideous Ducks jersey. Zegras, 2 assists, give him 30 for the year, so he's tied Cam Fowler's rookie record. And they look awful. They're 0-5-2 over their past 7 games. They're 7 points behind Vegas for the wild card spot. Josh Manson's being traded away. Hampus Lindholm's being traded away. Ricard Raquel is on now a Pittsburgh Penguin. I mean, this is
they're building it around Terry and Zegras.
Yeah, but what is it going to do to them in the short term?
Not good.
So the Ducks open up at -113. They're now -125, -127. So the market's moving towards them. And, in all honesty, I guess that does surprise me a little bit. And then this total was juiced to the under, and it's now it's juiced to the over. That's about the difference. Anything interest you here, Gogster?
This one here, another one back-to-back guys for Chicago. They're playing LA tomorrow, so I think this is their better chance of the two. I always whenever it's a back-to-back, Jim, I always try to think, who do you have a better chance of winning against? Not that, they don't try harder against teams like Colorado, Toronto, but if you have a weaker team in a back-to-back, all right, you guys, you got to get this one. You got to at least get a point out of this game. And I think that's the game for Chicago tonight. I know they're not in the mix, but Kevin Lankinen, he should, I think that's their goalie, because the guy going tomorrow, Jim, remember Colin Delia? Yeah, he's going tomorrow. Ooh. So we got problems if Calvin Delia, whatever the hell his name is going tomorrow. I think they're going to be. This is their guy. This is their future. Kevin Lankinen. Anaheim too, guys. They've fallen apart. They've completely fallen apart. This team 2 months ago was a bet on team in my opinion. They're a good dog team. They could come out strong in the first periods. Now they're falling apart completely. And Gibson's been a big problem too. And if you don't have Gibson on, it's just not a team I want to bet on. Whereas Chicago, if anything, they've lost their last 3 games. So they're definitely similar to Anaheim too. Anaheim hasn't won in a very long time. These are 2 teams that are losing a lot. Not a game I love, but I would be looking towards, what's the Chicago number there, Jim?
That's what I was thinking here, is that it just feels like,
why I don't see a good reason why Anaheim should be a favorite. As much as why would Chicago be a road favorite here? I don't trust Anaheim very much at all here. I do think there'll be some goals here. Some guys in the chat were talking about overs here. Elliot V, I'm just seeing here, is talking about team total over on the Blackhawks. I don't mind that at all, Elliot. These two combined 14 and 6 to the over the last 10 from Billy Friedrich. Another great stat there. Yeah, I would be leaning towards some overs here. I'm just pulling it up on my book here. It's 6 - 107 right now, Jim. I'm gonna stay off that. You know what, guys? I might take a stab here, Jimmy, with Chicago.
I don't think it's a bad idea at all. It does concern me when Pinnacle is offering a +115 and the other books are offering a +105 or +106. What could we be missing, I guess, here if the market is so confident with the Anaheim Ducks here? What could we be missing?
What could we be missing here? I don't think we're missing anything, to be honest. What? Anaheim's been so bad of late, man. They've been just so bad. And looking at Chicago, they've played Winnipeg, Minnesota, and Boston the last 3 games. They've lost all 3 of those, but Winnipeg, Boston, and Minnesota, those are tough teams to play, man. Really tough teams to play. You're getting an Anaheim team that's much easier. You're on the back-to-back. This is the game for Chicago. So, you know what? I'm going to take that +115 right now with Chicago on the money line. They don't have also Getzlaf too. That's, without Getzlaf, he's like your father out there. He's always kind of keeps players in check on the ice. And without him too, they've got rid. Jimmy said it too. They got rid of Lindholm, Hampus there. They've got rid of a couple other players. Raquel. So they're a team that's selling, and I think Chicago. It's not a game I love here, but it's not one I'm going nuts on by fucking 5-star unit play. But it's something I want to do. Have a little bit of action on Chicago here. I think plus 115. I'm going to bet that right now. I think they have a shot to win this one. I don't see why not. And I don't think what are we missing? Unless Colin? No, we got a problem if Colin Delia is going. If anyone in the chat there is able to confirm that we have Lankin, then that would be huge. Because if Delia is going, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. So that would be the only reason maybe I could see it if the line's going towards Anaheim, or why people would be betting Anaheim. Could be the goalie situation.
I don't like this card here, and I imagine that I'll have 5K in play over the next few days, and looking at your action, you have the Blackhawks at plus 115, you have the under 6.5 in Vancouver, Colorado, and you have the Devils team total over 2.5. I would say that I certainly like the Devils team total over is the best bet that you have, and I would like to jump in on that. I think that's a nice spot, and I can understand being on the Blackhawks at plus 115, but I just feel like I need to sit on it for a little bit longer.
Yeah, in the Vancouver, Colorado game, Jim, I'm just going to be a lean on that under. I'm not going to make it official, but the Buffalo first period I did bet, guys, plus 160. So I got 3 plays so far on this card. We're going to go team total over 2.5 minus 121. Buffalo first period plus 160, and then another plus number in Chicago plus 115. I think we hit 2 of those. We should be in the black at the end of the night.
And we have every game here in the bar. In our we have like a section here for us.
Do I see golf on the screen, Jimmy?
You just might. But so I'm going to be live betting all these opportunities as well. So stay in touch with us. We'll be here nonstop. We're not leaving ever. We're going to be here nonstop gambling for the next
I might just
few
get the Hanta, so I'm stuck here.
The Hantavirus.
Yeah,
not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Bleed out. Mr. Gogster, thank you so much for joining us, my man. Go get that cash. Good luck on golfing today.
We're golfing at 2:00. Should be fun.
And your video is out right now.
Yes,
right?
And guys, check it out on Pub Sports Radio. We got the 16. I broke down all 16 matchups for the next 3 days in this golf tournament, and then myself and Connor, when he comes down, we're gonna break down some more of the golf in the weekend and who's playing well, who's gonna lift the trophy.
And then we have the Valero Open next week, and we'll be there drunk.
We're going to be absolutely hammered, and we're going to have 6-packs. We're going to have 6-packs and 6-packs, of picks. So it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great.
I wonder how many golfers I could slap in the ass before I get kicked out. One?
I would say not many, because there's a quick trigger here.
If Afa Barnrat's there, he's a big Thai guy.
Yeah.
And he smokes cigarettes on the golf course.
That's nothing to do with what I was talking about.
No, but I'm just saying he's a very no fucks given out there from this guy. So you might be able to sneak, a little.
There he is, Mr. Gogster.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go get drunk and go golfing.
And we break into NCAA basketball right now. That is the man, the myth, Mr. Gogster in the house. Mr. Gogster in the house. All right, we've got to move into college basketball right now. So please welcome to the show, direct from Las Vegas, Nevada. And he'll be sitting right beside me, gambling heavy and drinking heavy. And I can't wait to hang out with your next guest, who'll be in San Antonio shortly. Please welcome Miggity Mac Daddy in the house. Mac, what's happening?
What's up, Jimmy? How you doing, my man? Bright and early, ready to roll. Dude, Gogster, I love it.
Yeah.
I love his buddies and buds. And hey, bud, is that not going over well in San Antonio?
Okay. We're just gonna do a couple. He does look like a. Okay, there I can hit me, C-Mac.
Nothing. I was just laughing at Gogster with all his buddies and bud and hey and all that Canadian stuff.
Yeah, they did not take kindly to it. They felt like he was mocking them.
He's not. He's a great guy. I can't wait.
I don't know. Maybe he was. I don't know. Maybe he was, Connor. You got to think about that. Very
That's true.
He's a intimidating guy.
Yeah,
really.
It did not go over well. It did not go over well, and
taller than you would expect too.
And we got cut off. By the way, C-Mac, very quickly when we went out for dinner last night.
Extremely quickly.
Like way much quicker than you would expect a group to get cut off.
Really? What time?
It was probably about 5:00 in the evening, and we were there for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think we all had.
Man, they're not ready for us this weekend. Oh boy,
it's about 20 minutes. Yeah, we were tipping the mariachi band, and I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how it went down, but the mariachi band made a lot of money off us, and we got cut off. Okay, let's get right to work. We have C-Mac in the house. Nolly Knows will be joining us here shortly. We have CBI, NIT, and then the Basketball Classic. So we have 5 games here. We're going to start with CBI, then we're going to get into NIT, and then we are going to talk the Basketball Classic. But let's bring in your next guest coming to us live from Long. Oh no, we just lost him.
Give him a second.
Okay,
Give him a second.
Okay. Sorry, I thought I was ready. Okay, let's go. 5 p.m. Eastern. CMAC. We have Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders 26-10 versus UNC Wilmington Seahawks 26-9. We're in Ocean Center, Daytona Beach. We watched Middle Tennessee brush aside Abilene Christian like they weren't there. Last night we watched it live. It was a very, very easy victory for them. And other than that, they go into overtime and then triple overtime with UTEP and UAB. But then they have 8 days off, and they've looked very strong. They've looked very strong in their 3 games here in playoff time here with college basketball. And then we have UNC Wilmington, who's coming off beating up on Northern Colorado, barely getting by Drake, beating VMI comfortably. And here we go. Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders, UNC Wilmington Seahawks. Before we hear C-Mac's breakdown, let's bring on the pride of Long Beach, California. Let's bring in our guy Nolly Knows in the house. Nolly, what's happening, my man?
What's going on, fellas? How you guys doing? Always a pleasure to be here with you guys. Look like Jimmy's hurting a little bit, but we'll be all right, though. We'll push through.
I'm fine. I also haven't started drinking yet, and that'll be something that I may do on these morning shows, but maybe that's holding me back a little bit. But let's get right to work. We're talking Middle Tennessee, UNC Wilmington in the CBI. C-Mac, what do you think of this spot?
Wow, this is probably one of the best games I think on the board today. I thought 2 teams that I've been riding all year, taking both these teams, Wilmington and Middle Tennessee. Both easy wins yesterday. I thought Northern Colorado would play Wilmington a little bit tougher. They didn't. And one thing with Wilmington, they've been able to just shoot lights out this whole tournament. Drake, they are 7-point dogs. They end up winning that outright. A lot of people I've already even talked to a little bit yesterday, like Middle Tennessee here, laying the points, and it's because their defense. That total's been hit. I'm sure Nolly will get to the total. This total's been hit and knocked down 4 points. And that's why they like Middle Tennessee here. They took an Abilene Christian team that was real hot, destroyed them last night, 85-69. But there's just something I have with this Wilmington team with 5 points here. I think they can hang around, but they got to shoot the ball well because Middle Tennessee's defense is just so good. Sims has to be big. He's got to score 15 to 20 for UNC Wilmington. So I'm going with the Seahawks one more time. Too many points here. At +5, so I'm going to take the 5 points with Wilmington. I don't know if they win, but I think they could keep it close here with Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, I get it. Opening up -5.5, getting the 5 is nice because it's down to 4.5 here that I'm seeing. I'm going to line shop for you here, but let's go over to Nolly Knows. What do you think of pace in Wilmington, Middle Tennessee? What are you looking at?
Yeah, I mean, I think Conor Mac touched on it a little bit there when we talk about Middle Tennessee State. 8-2 to the under the last 10 games. A big part of that being their defense. They rate 62nd when we talk about as a team in defensive efficiency. So this is a team that has really played to the under here down the stretch. Last game going over it because really Abilene Christian pushes the pace, and something that we see out of Wilmington a little bit, but not as much. Roughly about 58 field goal attempts per game. It's really about average for when we talk about respects of college basketball. And one thing that's a bit strange with Middle Tennessee, they do put up a lot of threes, which is not typical of a team that I would typically follow to bet the under. This game, unfortunately, moved down a little bit, but I think it's lined a little too high, especially when we look at the way Middle Tennessee has played as of late. I lean towards the under. Hard for me not to take it now. We've lost the full possession. But that's just a lean for me. Yeah, just a lean. We'll leave it at that.
Leave it as a lean. We have C-Mac moving on the Seahawks. Let's just take a quick look and see what we're dealing with from a cash flow standpoint. Just 1,800 tickets in. So, and the only stat number that they have up is that 82% of the cash so far is on the under, and we've seen it move towards the under. I'm going to line shop for our man C-Mac here. Thank you. Cheers, you guys. It is great to be here. Spenny says Jimmy's got a beer now. It's game time. Oh, here we go. This is what I need. What is it? It's Kraken? We got a Kraken? Kraken bottles have arrived? Kraken's here. Oh, Jesus. Let's go. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Special delivery for the Kraken case.
Maybe I should just sip this. Look at this little mug. They want me to shoot. Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm not trained enough for this yet.
So much for sipping.
Yeah.
Just take it all the way.
Yeah.
Hiya! Thank you, Big Show, my friend. Hiya! Oh, shit. Okay, we have Nolly in. Nolly is C-Mac is locked in on the Seahawks. I'm in the line shop for him. Oh, God, my insights are dwindling away. NIT. Let's move on to the NIT next, 7 p.m. Eastern. We have the Wake Forest Demon Deacons 25-9, 5-5 on the road at the Texas A&M Aggies 25-12, 15-4 at home. We are at Reed Arena in College Station, Texas. I could just take an Uber to this game, but instead I'll be hammering shots at Kraken with the boys, live betting every sport imaginable. Jeez,
There's the Kraken.
What the hell is wrong with me?
The tongue goes first.
What the hell is wrong with me? Let's start with a quick look at the market and then hand it over to our experts here. We have the Demon Deacons opening up as 3-point dogs. That's moved to 2.5 at Sports Interaction, and at Bodog, it's moved to 2 at Will Hill. This total opened up at 145, up to 146. Let's start with Nolly Knows and look at it from a total standpoint. Nolly, what are you thinking here? Wake Forest, Texas A&M.
Yeah, two teams that have been really hot here down the stretch, really trying to make a case for them to get into the tournament. Texas A&M has been very vocal, feeling that they should have been in the tournament. The coach going, I've done everything I could. I've researched everything to try to give these guys an answer, and I don't. And for a lot of good reasons, getting big-time wins down the stretch, winning 7 straight, winning against Florida and Auburn, big-time victories. So in my opinion, I think they should have been in there. But that's not what we're here to discuss. We're here to discuss the game. And you talk about Wake Forest and Texas A&M, been hot down the stretch. Wake Forest, 8-4 the last 12, both straight up and ATS. 4-1 the last 5, both straight up and ATS. For Texas A&M, 10-2 the last 12, straight up, 9-3 ATS. And so two teams that come in here playing really hot, but a difference in styles here. Wake Forest is going to have the height advantage down low. So that's something that's a bit of a concern for me if you're taking Texas A&M. One thing here also that I see a contrast when we talk about totals. You look at Texas A&M, 5 of the last 7 games have stayed under the total. 3 straight have gone under. But on the other side for Wake Forest, 6 of the last 7 games have gone over the total. And the big part of it is that Wake Forest, they shoot a lot of jumpers and they create a lot of separation in their offense. Long rebounds lead to transition points as well. And so their defense is a little lackluster, giving up over 70 points per game. In this game, I believe Texas A&M has a slight advantage being at home, so you got to take that into account, but they are going to struggle down low. But I think Texas A&M being the more defensive team, being the more efficient team, I would give the lean towards Texas A&M. As far as the total is concerned, I mentioned the two complete polar opposites, and that's what makes it difficult for me to get involved. I hate to be boring, but I'm just leaning towards Texas A&M here, not making a move.
I'm extremely excited to live bet with you down here in San Antonio, Nolly. And we have opened up. We have a couple of deals that we have. One with BetUS, another with Bodog. We're gonna flash them up, especially when we are doing the full live betting betcast. But I can't wait, Nolly, till you see the setup. Slaughter has hooked us up with like 6 spectacular TVs, all in 6K. In front of us, and this is just fucking magic, man. It's not just the Kraken talking. C-Mac, my man, talk to us here. NIT, Wake Forest, Texas A&M.
Yeah, let's get to this one. This one should be good. I think the total in this game is lined about right. I wish this was a few points lower here right around 144.5. You talked about it. The better defense is A&M, and Buzz Williams has always had a little bit better defense. But I do have to say, Texas A&M's been able to score this year. The last few games, like Oregon, they held them to 60, so that kept that game under. But they've gone over in 7-10. It's 74 points in most of those games over their last 10 games. And the Demon Deacons, 16 straight games, they've got 68 points. This Wake Forest team just goes up and down. I still don't love them defensively. I have a strong lean to the over. It's just at 144.5, 145. But I lean over here, and I might move on this later. I think we see points tonight, and this gets over the total.
Sorry, Rem Most just thinks I'm just going to fall apart here after just one shot of Kraken and no breakfast. Rem, it's going to take a lot more than that shit for the rails to fall off, Rem. All right? Okay? Because you're about to make the rails fucking fall. I'm joking. Okay, let's go right now. Let's move on here. I like both spots, and we have a Ron Crawford spreadsheet. NCAA play of the day is on the Demon Deacons. So C-Mac looking at the over, but no official picks from either of you guys in this spot.
Yeah.
All right, let's stay in the NIT, but let's head over to Provo, Utah. Washington State Cougars 21-14, 7-5 on the road it's Cougar on Cougar, which does bring me right back to last night. Iksnizol kills it, by the way. Like he sings this song, and the elders immediately were interested, and within seconds, Big Boss would be so proud. Within seconds, Iksnizol was dancing with the oldest woman in the bar, and I just wished Big Boss was there to show how proud he is of our Iksnizol, because man, he
I don't think you guys understand how quickly it was too. It was a snap of the fingers and he was on the dance floor like that. It was astonishing.
It was extremely impressive. And she's making the same sound as me.
She looks like she just had a shot of Kraken as well.
She likes it. Okay, let's move on to this spot here. And let me just move this over. Here we go. We have Washington State coming off a big win at SMU, 75-63, a very impressive win. Whether or not SMU was putting out max effort is the big question in that game, and likely the answer is not. But BYU, after that 75-63 loss to the Dons, have been okay. They beat Long Beach State, and they beat Northern Iowa, both by big margin here. And it seems like they are trying, It seems like they are trying. So let's just take a look at the market here in this spot. We have BYU opening up at -2.5. It's moved to 2 at Bodog and 3 at Will Hill. And then this total's gone up about 1.5. We'll start with C-Mac. Connor, take it away. NIT, Cougars.
Cougar on Cougar action. This game should be really, really good. BYU is playing well here, and obviously they're at home. This Washington State team I've liked all year long. One thing, though, they rely on is the three. And if they're hot, they're really, really good. They're also a slow-paced team as well. Both these teams, even though lately in this tournament, BYU's gone over. But early on in the year and even throughout the year, BYU was a solid under team. They didn't go up and down either. So when I was looking at this one, I think it's all big on Washington State and how they shoot the ball from three. If they get really hot, I think they're in this. They could even win it. But I think there's a small lean to BYU in this one. And I also like the under. I haven't pulled the trigger yet. I'd love to hear what Nolly has to say on this total. I think this one's a little bit too high. Unless the shots drop, I think this game can stay under the total. I'm just worried how BYU's played well as of late at home in this tournament and how well they've been scoring. But I lean under here.
Let's see what Nolly has to say about that. Take it away, Nolly.
Another great matchup when we talk about the NIT. Two really good matchups yesterday. One decided by 2 points. The other one decided by 1. And you got two matchups here today that the line is 2.5, 3 points. So it's another two matchups here today that should be great. And I don't expect this one to be anything different. Talked about Washington State. They've been playing really good as of late. Really good as late. Winners of 7 of their last 9 games, but 3-6 ATS. BYU also winners of 7 of their last 9, 5-4 ATS in that span. Talk about last 2 games playing really well, and that coming even although their best scorer not putting up points. They've relied on other guys to get it done, and that's the capability of this BYU offense. They've got a lot of guys that can fill up the stat sheet. If you look at the last 2 games, 5 guys getting double digits, another 2 right there, about 8 points and 6 points. So a lot of guys that can fill up the stat sheet, and I think that continues here. A big X factor in this game to me is going to be Gideon George. This guy has been he's been playing lights out the last 2 games pretty much. Last 2 games combined 16 of 25 shooting, good for 43 points. He's shooting 66.7%, 7 of 12 from three-point land, almost 60% from 3 over the last 2 games. And guess what? He's back home here today because Washington State was able to take care of the number 1 seed in SMU. And a big thing that we saw in that game was a height discrepancy. You look at Washington State, they got 2 guys about 6'10", 6'11", depending on what you believe. And the tallest guy for SMU was just 6'5". So that was a big thing. And you saw that in the first half. Washington jumped out to an early lead, 39-20 off 13 offensive rebounds. So they let it be known what they were going to do with that size. And here in this game, they also have the size advantage, but instead of like 6 inches, it's more like 2 inches. And those guys that 2 inches shorter, they play a lot more physical, and they play like 7-footers. That's something that you hear across the league. So I think BYU will be able to handle their 7-footers as well as their guard play. Their guards are really well, 2 seniors, and that can help lead the team. Although their leading scorer hasn't scored well, 5 of 13 each of the last 2 games, but a guy that's distributed the ball well. 5 assists and 7 assists the last 2 games respectively. So I think BYU is a better led team, and I like what they've been able to do. And Jimmy, you mentioned it, that whether or not these guys want to play, and man, every article that I've read, it seems like they want to be here. They want to be in New York, and they believe that they deserve to be in the tournament, and they want to prove that they're capable of doing something and winning this NIT. This team is very good, very sound on both sides of the ball, and that's the way I'm looking here. I'm on BYU. I laid the 3 last night. And full disclosure, I am on BYU to win the NIT as well. But I like this spot as well.
Wow. I like it. I'd be very interested to see what BYU to win the NIT is in the futures market right now. I also know all about 6 inches quickly becoming 2 inches. So I'm on board. I'm on board here.
Oh, man.
So I'm going to look at the futures market. I'm going to lock BYU in for hours. Nolly Knows.
I'll say yesterday before the games were played, it was 950 for BYU plus 950.
Oh shit!
But that is 2 teams were knocked off since then, though. And one other thing that I did forget to mention, I talked about Gideon George, and I am looking at his props. You know, if you can get that, some books do offer it. I grabbed over 10.5 last night, just like a little side bet as well.
I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna lock you in with also one of the things we get very excited about when Nolly caps with us is when he gets off of the under market. We all pay enormous attention, and here he's doing it with a side. And as we move forward, Nolly's always going to be a big part of the show. I would like, the record keeping is like, just a huge pain in my Pisalia. But I would love to break it down a little bit for you, Nolly, for when you do get off of the under market, and I'd like to be able to do that. But maybe that's just a Kraken talking at a time I don't have. C-Mac, are you going to add to this spot after hearing Nolly's breakdown?
Not right now, no.
All right, there you have it. So BYU from Nolly Knows, and I'm going to roll with that. I think I'm going to run with that. They're clearly playing with passion, and where we don't know if all teams are. And now Washington State's trying too. So okay,
yeah. What do you have, real quick, Jimmy? What do you have on the tickets and the money right now?
Okay, cool. Yeah, anytime you guys.
Because Washington State's, to me, is showing me is taking a lot of it.
89% of the there's only 3,139 tickets, and 89% of the cash is on Washington State. I don't have a ticket count, just the cash.
Yeah,
89% of cash on Washington State. And then from a total perspective, it's 50-50 on the tickets, and 90% of cash is on the over.
Yeah.
And Nilo saying, can't wait for Nolly's MLB plays. Well, both these guys, C-Mac and Nolly, are going to be heavily involved in my MLB capping throughout the year, and we're getting real close. Okay, let's move on to the Basketball Classic quarterfinals. We got 2 spots. We are going to, let me just move this over. We're going to start with the Portland Pilots, a Southern Utah Thunderbirds game over at Cedar City. We're going to start there. Then we'll close on Youngstown State. So let's just make sure this is all up, because I don't even know if this is up. Like this was.
I don't have a line for it.
Yeah, it's been very strange the way they've been. The way this game's kind of, because it's been to be and decided, like time and all that shit. So we don't have. I don't have any information on it.
The D stands for determined.
Thank you. That is
to be determined.
Trying to help you out.
No, it pissed me off. But you do have a very smooth sounding voice. It reminded me of Drill there for a second. Sorry, did I think decided? It pissed. It fucked you up. Let's move on. 9 p.m. Eastern, Youngstown State. So here we get to the spot where we have the taint play of the day. It's so funny. I have one shot of Kraken at 10 in the morning, and I'm like, what the fuck you say, Nolly? What didn't you like? What didn't you fucking like? Man, I can't wait till Nolly and C-Mac are beside us. Okay. Youngstown State Penguins is the taint play of the day at plus 13.5. There are no hooks left right now that I see. I see 13s. We have a total that opened up at 133. It's 132.5 or 132. Penguins 19-14, 6-7 on the road this year. Fresno State 20-13, 12-4 at home. We have just 2,610 tickets in. It's a 50-50 ticket count, but 92% of the cash is on Youngstown State, and we see the market moving in their direction. 65% of the tickets are on the over, 61% of cash is on the over, and we have arrived at taint. So why don't we start off with Nolly Knows. Tell us what you're thinking here, Youngstown State, Fresno State.
Yeah, I've been going back and forth a little bit with this game. That being because the Fresno State team that I've liked quite a bit here in the season, but most recently here down the stretch, kind of been letting me down. 5 of the last 6 games have gone over the total after they rattled off 7 straight unders on the season. So on the season, they are still profitable to the under, 18-14, and a big part of that slow pace of play. They rank 347th in the country out of 358 teams in field goal attempts, only putting up 52.8 field goal attempts per game. So really a team that's not pushing the tempo. And another good thing about them when you're talking about totals, well, unders, is the defensive efficiency. This team ranks 22nd in team defensive efficiency. So a team that's really relied on that. But the big problem here, what I see, is that them laying the 13 points. That is a bit of a concern here. When you look at Fresno State, the last four games, when favored by 10 or more, they are 1-3 against the spread. And on the other side, for Youngstown State, as an underdog this season, have lost by an average of 4.3 points. So if we look at those basic numbers, right away, I'm going to be looking at Youngstown State. I took them for about half a unit, just only because the numbers would indicate that I like them a lot. But the only problem is I haven't watched them a lot down the stretch, so I don't want to get involved too deeply. One thing I do also lean to the under. I didn't make a move, but I talked about Fresno State, how they don't push the pace, and how they're very good defensively. Also for Youngstown State, last 7 road games, they're 5-2 to the under. For Fresno State, 9-6 at home to the under. And so that's where I would lean to. But Youngstown State plus the points is the only way to look, I think.
Correlating with sweet taint. C-Mac, tell us what you're thinking here.
Yeah, the other day I had the points, which ended up working out, similar situation. But I had the under. That game went over. Nolly hit on a lot of these topics I was going to bring up. Fresno State's been such a good under team. This team, in even a total at 122 or 23, I don't mind taking the under. I think this is high, and the reason why is because Youngstown State's just been so bad on the road. You mentioned it, 5-2 the under in their last 7. they have a problem on the road shooting the basketball. They're 1-4 ATS, and they're 0-5 ATS their last 5. Unless they get hot, which I don't see that happening. The only thing is, you mentioned it, Nolly, that's the last 5 or 6 games. Fresno's just that defense intensity is kind of just, it's gone off a little bit from how great it was early on in the year. Do they ratchet that up here? I mean, I could only lean under. I like the under here. I also agree with the points. Fresno at this number, laying this just at this when it gets this big is too many for a team like that. They'll dominate with Orlando Robinson inside. They do get to the free throw line, but they shoot a mid, 73% or something like that, which is decent. But I could only look at the points as well, and I want to take this under. I just don't know if I pull the trigger. These Fresno overs as of late have got me a little hesitant, but I could only look under in the spot.
From a depth standpoint, with Fresno State, clearly being a stronger team, we are under the expectation that Youngstown is caring about the situation being in the Basketball Classic quarterfinal. Would that, CMAC, make you think that the first half, giving Youngstown State 20 minutes to stay involved, would be a better bet than 40?
Maybe, but Fresno's not a team to be laying that many points. The biggest key, though, is the guards for Youngstown State. When they're at home, it seems like they shoot the basketball so much better. You should see the splits. I have it here. I can pull it up in a little bit. It's insane how bad this team shoots it on the road. So I'm just worried they could be down by 8 or more at half. But I think that's a good look, Youngstown first half. But they've been so bad on the road, even covering numbers. Youngstown's just gotten their ass whipped, to say it lightly, all year long on the road. So not easy. It's a boatload of points. Team like Fresno State that's super slow. I don't want to be laying that. So to me, the lean's only the points, but I actually lean to the under a little bit more than even the points here. I think they ratchet up that defense, and I don't think as long as the Penguins' shots don't drop and these guards aren't anything, I think Fresno, this stays under. Now the total's a little bit. We're getting back in the 130s, Nolly. This is where I want, maybe, not 125. So I got to lean the under here pretty strong, and I think I'll make it official. Give me the under.
Okay, I will make that official. Looking at Youngstown State, I see the February 3rd and 5th, they went to IUPUI and UIC. So, it was just Illinois. But they played well there. But before that, they went to PFW and Cleveland State. And even that Cleveland State game was pretty nice, 64-61. Wright State and Northern Kentucky at the end of the season was ugly. Both double-digit losses. So looking at those stats and imagining that Youngstown State cares about having this opportunity, a showcased opportunity, I think that the first half correlates with taint and not trusting Fresno State. Nolly, you wanted to add in when CMAC was pulling the trigger on the under. What did you want to add in?
Yeah, some that Conor Mac mentioned at the end that kind of like reminded me of some of the numbers that I was looking at. He said we're back in the 130s, and that's a good point to make. I mentioned 5 of the last 6 going over the total, but we look, 3 of those games were lined under 130. One of those games lined even under 120. So it's a great point to see that the line makers have adjusted back up, and so now we are more willing to take that under. I think that's a great point that needs to be addressed.
I'm interested. Are you moving on the under, Nolly?
Not yet, but I think I'm close.
Okay, I feel you. And no need to force anything. A need to get your bankroll ready for San Antonio, because it's what is it? It's 11:10 a.m. here. I see like 8 cappers in front of 6 TVs. This feels like Vegas, man. We got this perfectly sized room. Boss Nick just flashed ass. That's horrifying. Why do you have to do that? Why the fuck do you have to do that, man? That's not how.
I think it was just ass crack. I don't know if it was full ass.
Well, yeah. No, he wasn't bending over, and there wasn't a photographer.
Well, you never know with Boston Nick. That's maybe later tonight.
But I'm telling you, looking out at this situation, it's like heaven. Looking up at you guys, knowing that you guys are going to be here in this situation. I'm telling you, like, this is like. Okay, beautiful stuff. Thank you guys so much. We'll have you when you guys travel into San Antonio. Nolly, go when you get in.
I'm looking to be there Saturday.
Oh, you're getting Saturday?
Yeah.
At Sumac?
Friday morning.
Friday morning. Okay, so you guys are both good for the show tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, the obviously all the games are important, but really, truly, the games that we're going to be live at, can you please pay extra attention to Michigan, Villanova? It's going to be extremely important to our bankrolls because we're going to be live. Yeah, it's going to be so important. It's so fucking important. So Michigan, Villanova, and then Houston, Arizona. Please spend extra time on that, and please deliver glory to us, please. Goddamn, I'm like obviously the Kraken's making me wax a little emotional, but I'm so excited to hang with you too, man. So enjoy.
Yeah, wait.
Plan everything, get the bankroll fucking thick, and let's come down here and make some fucking money, man.
Oh yeah,
and don't give me a ticket too when we go pick you guys up at the airport.
Yeah, Jose's talked himself out of a couple tickets. He's talked himself out of a couple tickets. He handles it well. He knows if the cop is white or has a little bit of his
bullshit. Yeah.
No, but he knows if there's
Nolly
a little
knows.
bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jose could probably appeal to both sides. You know,
I sound like a white, but I look like
I mean, I didn't want to get into details. You know.
Well, here we are.
Oh, I love you guys, and I'm so thankful for having you guys, man. Have a great rest of the day. CMAC, you got a big NCAA show coming up.
Yeah, show later, 5 p.m. Eastern. Be there, and I'll be there Friday morning. Me and Dutch, we'll be there, and like 9 a.m. we get in, something like that. 8:40.
Is my car nice enough for Dutch? Do I have to go like rent like a Lamborghini or something, or like some like nice Benz?
Nah, he'll be cool with it.
What are you talking about? I could pick him up in my 2005 Toyota Corolla, man. He just wants to smoke and he wants to be picked up on time.
Yeah. Boom.
All right.
He's right there. There we go. Nailed it.
I love you guys. Big day tomorrow. Big day. Please help us get that fucking money tomorrow because we're going to be there live and I want that money. I love you guys. Nolly Knows. Follow him on Twitter. CMAC, follow him on Twitter. But also come to San Antonio, Southtown 101 and hang with us all weekend. Much love, you guys. Thank you so much for all the good that you guys do, man. Respect.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Sure. Later, Jim.
All right, there is college basketball. So quick review. C-Mac's on the Seahawks. I still need to line shop for him. I think the Kraken was kind of getting in the way of that. Ron Crawford has spreadsheet play today on Wake Forest. Nolly is on BYU, and that seemed to me the most appealing betting opportunity. Also, splitting up my bet on BYU and to win it all in the NIT, it was a very appealing proposition. You know, to be able to have some money on them to take care of the Cougars, take care of Washington State. They're both Cougars, but take care of Washington State, and then have some money on them, or at least put myself in like a middle opportunity or hedging opportunity seemed very appealing. And then, Portland Pilots, Southern Utah Thunderbirds. Nobody gives a fuck about your game, and you're not giving us enough information. So Cedar City, Utah can blow us.
Not a place I would visit.
Well, no, you walk the line right. So I don't know about that. Nasty Nate says, what do you think the Michigan game, what time do you think the Michigan game gets over? Oh, I can't. That almost was a riddle. I'll let Jose answer that question from Nasty Nate. But Nasty Nate, man, when we get Nate in this motherfucker, it's going to be money. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the NBA. The NBA, I was down, embarrassing start to the year.
Do I start putting inspirational music here?
Do you have inspirational music?
I don't, not offhand. But
don't say that shit unless you got it.
Well,
man.
I mean, this is the moment. I want everyone to start playing it in their head. You go ahead. I'll play it in my mouth. I'll just do it with my mouth.
No one wants you to do anything with your mouth, man. And no one ever. We're gonna have to stop. Fucking stop. Fucking cut that shit up.
Yeah, I've got sound effects. I mean, you got a little bit of sound effects too, but they're not.
I've never been in the studio before. I don't know what to do with the Stream Deck here, but it does look appealing. If you're gonna play some fucking motivational music or sad, whatever it is you want to play, I'm gonna need another shot Kraken if you want me to start weeping. If you want me to start sobbing.
I'll just bring out a ukulele. Apparently, ukulele gets everyone.
Shut your ukulele the fuck up, man. We don't need any of that shit. All right, let's move over to NBA. But the only thing that we'll ever promise you on the show is honesty and transparency. And at times it's embarrassing and it hurts. And And obviously the losses seem to hurt more than the winners, and that's something we need to work on. But I have been on a real solid run and brought everything back to where I'm not fucking embarrassed, but I'm not plus units. I'm just going to pull it up quickly here, my NBA, but there's no more enjoyable sport to cap than NBA. And the Lakers first quarter, first half, after the Raptors had swept that road trip and betting against my home team. I mean, that shit just makes me only want to bet NBA. And we have some spectacular NBA cappers. We have special guests coming on the show. We got Billy Brisbane coming on the show. We got Tease coming on the show. Tease, and it's great having Tease coming in from Philly. Billy Brisbane coming in from Philly. We got these guys coming in from the East, guys who are making their living capping and gambling. And we have Iksnizol from Ohio, who is, as soon as you see him on camera, you'll be like, man, I can't wait to hang with him. But I'm 123 and 114. I'm down 1.77 units on the year, 0.75 ROI to the negative, which sucks. Okay. All right. Nats Nate said, just wondering if you guys will be done in time to scoop me from the airport. Nats Nate's coming in today? When you coming in?
Well, first of all, the game's not today. It's tomorrow. Okay. But yeah, no.
We're picking everybody up at the airport, right? Everybody's going to get picked up at the airport.
Ideally, yeah.
If Jose and I are shooting, then somebody else will. But we're going to get everybody.
Ideally, yes. Okay. If it's during the games, then we'll have to figure that out. But probably not. But we'll figure it out.
Jolton Joe Yurkovich says, great NBA card today. I got 6 bets locked in. So I have the spots that Billy is going to be attacking, as well as Tease. And Iksnizol is still deciding because he's already 2 beers deep in about 35 over the last 24 hours. So we're going to get started with New York Knicks, Charlotte Hornets, and that will be just us capping together before Billy makes his appearance. New York Knicks 30-42, 15-21 on the road at the Hornets, 37-35, 19-17 home at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. The Knicks have given up, and it's the absolute opposite with the Hornets. And it feels like if there was a spot that you'd want to just immediately attack when you look at the card in totality, you'd be like, of course, this would be the one that I'd want to attack. Do you want the Charlotte Hornets as 8-point favorites? That's the problem. And that's the big issue. Hornets 5-0 over the past 5, 20th in pace at 97.40 possessions a game. We've seen teams across the board slowing down the pace, but we've also seen the efficiency increase. And so it's not like just because of the pace slowing, overs aren't hitting. Knicks are on the second half of back-to-back after losing their second straight game, 117-111 at home to the Hawks last night. No Julius Randle, sore right, quadriceps. Obi started in his place and 10 points and 7 boards, but it was RJ Barrett who stepped up, man, 30-13, and he is a beast. Now they trail the Hawks badly, and there's 10 games to play. They've given up, or Randall would have probably tried to fight through that and play in that game. Hornets coming off their 5th straight win, 106-103 at home to the Pelicans. Obviously, you beat the Pelicans by 3 points. It's not like an inspiring spot, but this team is playing good basketball. They're winning basketball games, and they're, on a roll right now into the playoffs. Let's move over to where the cash lies in this spot. We have 8,524 tickets in. 64% of the tickets, 90% of the cash is on the Charlotte Hornets. My first instinct is it's too many points, and you want Randall to be announced out. I'd love to hear if somebody knows. And Fanatical Jim will be at this Knicks game tonight. Respect. I'd want Randall announced out and a bigger line, or Randall announced in, and I'll take 1.5 points less. Doubtful. Brizzy says he's doubtful. So that's, what then if you want the Knicks without Randall, do you want them for 48 minutes? Sammy says line says that Randall's out again. So not an inspiring spot. I don't trust the Hornets to win by margin. We just saw that against the Pelicans, and then I certainly don't want anything to do with the Knicks. So let's move on to the next spot on the board. Atlanta Hawks 36-36, 13-22 on the road at Detroit Pistons, 19-53, 11-24 at home. We're at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. Atlanta 3-2 over their last 5, 9th in pace at 100.5 possessions a game, while the Pistons are 1-4, 17th in pace at 98.1 possessions a game. Hawks on the second half of back-to-back after their second win in 3 games, 117, 111 at the Knicks last night. And they open up as 4.5-point favorites. Pinnacle moves it to 5. Bodog has moved it to 5.5. The total opened at 228. It's now down to 227.5. When we go over to the cash in this spot, we have 57% of the tickets on Atlanta and just 24% of the cash. So what does that tell you? That tells you that the Pistons aren't going to sit everybody. They set out, Jeremy Grant most importantly, but they set out 5 rotation players in that loss to the Blazers. Now, of course, the both teams coming off second half back-to-back, but that makes me feel like if you're looking at the perfect situation to back a team, you want your team to be upset about whatever happened in their previous game, and you want to play against the team that's kind of soft and fluffy in their situation. Now, the Hawks obviously need to step up if they want to get if they want to stay away from the playing game. And Trey went for 45 and Bogdanovich went for 32. But Bogdanovich, right quad contusion. I mean, who knows how severe that is, but now he has to play on the second half of a back-to-back. This is a spot where I would like the public just to bet Atlanta as much as possible. I would like to know Jeremy Grant's in, and then I would like to take the Pistons. I think it's pretty simple.
I agree with you. Kate Cunningham's going to give Trae Young the business. That's some Bedlam, Oklahoma rivalry right there, too.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, so I think that Elliot V says Ice Trail always shows out in New York. I think also we need to keep a very close eye on this line because there's going to be a point where it hits the peak and it'll start moving in the Pistons direction, I expect. So a 5.5 would probably be enough. Dennis Garcia just says, just take the Pistons. They win the game outright. Last time Dennis said that about the Pistons game, I'm just getting like quick deja vu. He was absolutely right, and the Pistons took care of business immediately. Joe Yerger says, I'm on the Pistons plus 5.5. Detroit is the rest advantage. Hawks bad on the road. Pistons been playing well. Oh, maybe I just drunkenly said last night. Is that a drunken note-taking mistake? Are both teams not on the second half of back-to-back?
I'm pretty sure the Hawks play, but I don't know about the Pistons 100% sure.
Here, let me just...
and by the way, I'd like to alert you that
Sure.
my one of my Say Hey Play of the Day starts in about 30 minutes.
Oh, Jesus.
There's your time update.
What the hell? What is this? Is this Scandinavian ping pong? What are you
No,
counting?
it's actually Pub Sports Radio ping pong. No, I've got a play here. It's a great play. It's a plus money play too.
And it starts in 30 minutes?
Yeah. What could
Okay.
it be, Jim? What could it be?
Jesus. Is it like an over-under how drunk Iksnizol is right now?
Well, everyone would obviously smash the over on that one.
Okay, well, here. So I think the guys are right. I think the Pistons are on the spot. The Pistons are rested, says Jacksonville. So my bad. Obviously, the drunken note-taking isn't always efficient. Oh, of course, the Pistons didn't play last night. I don't know why I'm in the second half back. Yeah. Oh, Pierre Suarez says it's spring training baseball. Yeah, Suarez knows it, man. And Pierre's flying in here second. Keith's ready for ping pong. Respect, Keith. Much love, man. Okay, well, we have Kings, Pacers next. Kings, Pacers, Jazz, Celtics. And then we have Tease coming on for Warriors, Heat. And then we have Billy Brisbane coming on for Brooklyn, Memphis. So that's our next couple games as we move forward here. So, Jose, take the floor here, man. I'm going to sip on my beer and I'm going to hear what you guys do.
Fine, I'll walk around. Do you want me to walk around and sit next to you? Say hello to everyone?
I would like that, yes, very much.
Sure. Let me hold on. Well, while you sip on the beer and everyone, why don't you tell people about how excited you are to come to... Actually, you know what? Actually, better yet, people were asking, what happens when you meet your father for the first time and all that? And let me double check, because I think I've got the video for you guys. Let me upload it and we'll get all that started. But
I don't know how much people care about that shit, man.
I think people do care about that shit. I think people
they care about us, but they don't need to see a pic of us hugging at the airport.
Well, it's not a picture.
All right.
No, it's not a picture. What do you think this is?
Look, I can think of zero people who give up.
Bro.
Barely, what's going on?
Good to see you, bro.
What's going on?
Don't say that, man. Don't say that.
We'll go Gogster.
Dad?
There.
Father? That's my dad. Dad? Dad? Nice, my dad.
Man. I don't remember your voice being that piercing and horrifically annoying.
Well,
Dad?
I was trying to
Dad.
go for the Aaron.
Dad?
But my voice is just generally piercing and annoying. So
I don't think so, man. Dad?
yeah.
Trusty says, "Oh, how pathetic." Dad?
Well,
Dad?
yeah.
Dad. Jose, man.
Hello.
Obviously, you're a responsible young man, and you're not drinking in the morning.
Not yet. Well, I'm not. I mean, if I started drinking now, I'd be polluted, as you would say, on our little team dinner, and I'd probably fall off the boat into the Riverwalk. So
yeah, and whoever jumped in and tried to save you would drown too. So
well, the Riverwalk is also like 2 feet, and I'd probably drown in that 2 feet of water. So yeah, no, I could see it. I could see it all. Who would be the first one in? Well, let's take odds on that. Who's the first one in? Oh wow, thank you. Good.
I would say, oh, it's so funny. It's funny. I would say Gogster.
Yeah, I am letting him stay in my dwelling, so I think he owes me that at least.
Oh, but he didn't stay in your dwelling, did he?
Not yet. He will.
Let's stay focused here.
Spring training baseball.
All right, take it away.
Are you excited for baseball season? Because everyone's been asking us about futures and such. We have to do that sometime this week.
Obviously, it's an extremely important part of our next 6 months. So,
yeah, I mean, you got to accept it, enjoy it, and this will be your ingratiation to the Venezuelan culture.
So, sorry?
Yeah, this is Venezuelan baseball. You gotta be. This is Venezuelan cabin of the baseball. This isn't your American
action right now. Shit, son.
Well, no. I was just saying more of the season. I'm gonna say the action right now is the Braves.
Okay, well,
the Braves.
I thought you were gonna give us some Venezuelan baseball.
No, that'd be hilarious. That'd be really funny if I did. I don't think they're playing right now. No, I'm going with the Braves. They're minus 120, I believe, right now. Actually, yeah, minus 125. I woke up to a Braves fan texting me this morning. Take the Braves run line. They're playing two of the starters for the Rays, and all of our starters are in. And we've got Kyle Wright, who's been a pretty good pitcher for the last like stretch for their postseason. Mm-hmm. So I will take the Braves run line plus 150, and I'll sit pretty with it. Yesterday I've been
minus 1.5 at plus 150.
Yeah,
and this is your first baseball bet.
Officially of the show on here, but I've been quietly just keeping track of some spring training action I've done. Yesterday, I hit Royals minus 1.5, which was very nice, 5-3 dubs. So,
also, I did take a peek at your spreadsheets yesterday.
You want to look at them right now?
Not really.
Oh, actually, you want to look at my little betting tracker I downloaded? It's nice. It's cute. It's got a little bar graphs, all of this. It's very nice. It's very nice. Probably not like yours. Yours probably doesn't have any color on it. It's gray. It's dull. Makes you hate yourself.
Yeah. I don't use the word cute. Yeah, you're right. My stats aren't fucking cute at all, man.
I think mine are for right now. If they get bad, then it'll be tragic.
I would prefer you not to use the word cute around me ever again for the rest of our lives.
I'll try my best.
Rodney Barton says seeing Jose and Jimmy on the show together is biblical. I have one thing that I really respect is this is a 7 days a week gig capping sports and hours, and then when you have a show, ideas and stuff will come at midnight or 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and I really respect that I can holler at Jose at any time of the day, anything, and he cares so much about the show and he does the work and he's always on time and all that shit. I respect enormously, so I love working with you, man.
You're gonna say that until like tomorrow morning where we get polluted and whatnot, like you say, and then I pick you up at like 10 o'clock, shows at 10.
I don't believe it. And as Dennis Garcia always says, Jose is a winning capper.
It is. It's true. James is actually, Ix has been talking me up. He's been giving me pats on the back, telling me I'm a winning capper and telling me all these nice things. So shout out to Iksnizol too.
There's a professional capper right there.
Tease too. Tease almost got me a ticket. Tease literally, the cop told me it's basically your friend's fault why you might be getting this ticket. So
yeah,
Tease, hello.
We'll let Tease regale us with that story.
Tease,
looks like he's ready to go.
Tease,
are you ready? Are you ready to cap that
out.
Warriors game, or you ready to cap Warriors, Tease? Okay, we'll give you a little bit of time.
Tease is low energy right now. He bought some shoes this morning out of just boredom.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's what Tease has.
Okay, the Braves minus 1.5 at plus 150.
I like your sheet there.
Thank you. Minus 1.5 plus 150 baseball bet for our man Jose Bouquet. One hole. Bouquet.
I since we're close to each other, I enjoy like being able to make you uncomfortable now and just see you just like convulge and cringe. It's funny. It makes me laugh. Exactly.
All right, let's stay moving. Let's keep moving. There he is, Jose Bouquet. Does a great job, man. Does a great job. Let's move on to the next spot on the board. So Pistons 5.5, clearly an appealing play thus far. Astute Chaos is on the Warriors. Heat.
Was that a pull? Yeah, was that a pull?
Well, okay, here, let's lock this in. All right. And let's get that set up just above the Warriors Heat spot. Okay, so we have 3 different cappers that are about to deliver the goods in their games, but they're not involved in the early slate. So let's just keep rolling through. Next up, we have 7 p.m. Eastern, Sacramento Kings, 25-48, 9-25 on the road at the Indiana Pacers, 25-47, 16-20 at home. We're at Cambridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. Sacramento 1-4 over their past 5, 6th in pace at 101.29 possessions a game, while the Pacers are 3-2, 5th in pace at 101.30 possessions a game. I think the big story here is Sabonis did not travel with the team, so there's going to be no Sabonis. This Pacers team, should they be 6-point favorites against anybody? I mean, that's the question. Should they be 6-point favorites against anybody? Look at Tease is ready to go, man.
Tease coming in hot. Tease coming in hot.
Tease is ready to go. Tease ready to rock. Tease has got his Warriors game, so I'm gonna hammer this out while Tease is hydrating and getting himself set in the spot. So then we'll move on to the Warriors game right after this, because that's the game that Tease wants to break down. Kings coming off their third straight loss, 127-124 in overtime at Phoenix on Sunday. So Sabonis got hurt with 4.5 minutes left in overtime. Devian Mitchell, man, 28 point. He's gonna bounce here. Maybe okay, I'll be right back. Sabonis, knee on knee with Mikal Bridges. Halliburton though has really stepped up here with the Pacers, and you know what? When I see the Pacers are 6-10 over their last 16, I'm like, man, that's pretty good for this shit basketball team. 17.4 points, 9.1 rebound, 9.1 assists in his first 16 games as a Pacer. Can you turn that off, man? Yeah. It's a volume, just volume. It's volume. Thank you, my man. And then Pacers coming off their second straight win, 129-98 over the Blazers, and I just don't want them as 6-point favorites, man. I don't want them as 6-point favorites. It's all good, man. Your money. I don't want them as 6-point favorites. So, but I it wouldn't surprise me if they throw the smackdown on the Kings. And if they do that, then I would imagine that they would probably be most interested early. And so I guess I do have a slight lean towards the Pacers early, but it's about caring at this time of year. And do you trust the Pacers to care early here? I mean, their coach has crazy eyes killer, so maybe that will help. But so Glenn Allen Man says Sacramento 2-8 last 10. Okay, Trusty says so much fun seeing this on the road, man. We're just getting started here. I can't tell you how perfect the setup that Slaughter has created for us. And fucking money, right, dude? Nice. It's fucking money. And Jose's mom, Annie, they baked a cake for our next guest for Teese's 50th birthday.
Yeah, where is said cake? I heard you guys had some.
Yes, it was delicious. Tell your mother she makes the best breast cake.
It was a titty cake. And Iksnizol, who you'll see here soon, he did put force 2 fingers into one of the nipples, and then he sprayed a little beer on one of the tits, and then you cut me that slice, and I did eat it. I still ate it.
It was good though, right?
It was good.
Yeah, Turnsy. Day 1 was yesterday. This is day 1. Okay, let's get into this, Tease. So one of the fun things that I also track is who gambles for a fucking living. So Tease, why don't you just quickly tell us a little? I know all of the low baggers know you from our chat and everything like that, but why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and you're a professional gambler. Wow. And there's very few of you guys. And get closer to the mic.
Yeah, it was funny last night. We had James ask me, "What do you do for a living?" "I gamble, man." "Yeah, but what do you do for money?" "I gamble, man." It's like, all right, brother. Well, let me break it down to you. I gamble for a living.
Yeah, man. And you pay for your daughter's
college? Daughter's going to school, everything. I have 2 more semesters, and then I'll actually be able to enjoy the fruits of my labors.
The Dolphins just got Tyreek Hill.
Okay, yeah. Jose just freaked out, and I was like, just making sure that the stream was still on. But of course, it's just okay. Let's. Danko says ESPN dreams that one day. Oh Jesus, Danko, that's a very very nice thing to say. Okay, let's. Okay, obviously, there's very few of you in North America that have the ability to do this and to pay rent and pay children's education and stuff like that. Is there an angle or a sport or something that you thrive on and that's allowed you this opportunity?
It's funny, man, that you say that because I'm a terrible handicapper. I mean, it takes me a little bit to get into it. Like college basketball, I sat there and I tried to get going, and I really didn't hit my stride till I'd say the end of January and February. Well, probably the new year. The new year, I started rocking it, and that's just because I switched from going to full games to the first half. So I mean, I have to find my angles, And one of the all you guys out there know this, man. Do not chase your losses. That is the worst thing a gambler can do. I learned that a long time ago. I've been doing this a long time, so I've actually been able to sustain a life.
So let me ask you a question on that then, and I know we've got games to break down, but because don't chase your losses is a mistake that I still make. I made
all
it
do
on Friday. So do you just say, look, there's 365 days in a year, and I need to be in the black in 200 plus of them. So today was a loss, and just go to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, my goal is to hit 3 units a day. If I can make $300 a day, it's a great day. Some days I don't make it. I mean, they're very rare that I don't make it, but I mean, they're with college basketball. That's what's good about it is I can make 1,000 the next day and I'll be good for the week. I mean, I don't stop there, but but I do have.
Do you change your bankroll management if you're up? If you make a K yesterday?
No. I keep everything the same, and that's really a key to anybody that wants to try and make a living gambling. You really need to stick with your numbers. Don't go overboard if you're winning, and that's very hard to do. When you're winning, you want to bet more. But as long as you're consistent, you should, and you know what you're doing, you should be all right. You should be able to get by.
Well, there's very few of you in North America that are able to, be a legitimate full-time gambler, and it's exciting. I love hanging out with them because I'm going to pick your brain. I'm going to be picking your brain over the next week.
I mean, Jimmy, just since I started listening to you, I can't tell you like how much that has helped me with everybody that I've met in the low bag chat. You guys have really, really helped me. I've leaned on you, and I've taken this and I've taken that from everybody's handicapping style, and it's really, really made me a better handicapper. And I appreciate everybody out there.
It means the world to hear that. It means the world to hear that, because that's the whole thing about what we're doing is we're working together as a team and a group, and that's the main thing about what we are doing. That we're never going to sell you anything. We want to improve every day. And look, I love having a show and doing a show with Jose and Sawyer. I love doing a show, but I would rather just be a professional gambler. I'd rather that if the gambling was all the money I needed to raise, because everyone knows I got a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, and it's real life and real drama, and I've got to provide for a family, and my unit size is not nearly big enough. It's interesting that when you talk about 3 units and that being $300, because in my head I'm like, oh fuck, my unit size got to be $500 a unit to succeed. And why are you able to do that with $100 units? Is that volume?
Yeah. Well, it depends what sport it is.
Because you have an empty the coffers play of the day where you step out of that $100.
Yeah, I will. But I don't do that. I don't do that every day. I mean, I don't think you can make money doing that every day. You're not going to hit that every day, and you don't want to blow a lot of money on one game every single day. So I mean, I'll do that once in a while, like when I see a game I really, really like, and it burnt me a couple times, twice in the last month, and kind of overextended myself a little bit. So I've been trying to get back get that back, you know, and it's not get it back because you don't want to get it back. You want to keep moving forward.
Yeah. Interesting. God, I love rolling with you. Well, let's get into this Golden State Warriors Miami Heat spot, the game that you are attacking here, a game that we'll have live up here all night here at Southtown 101. Golden State Warriors 47-25, 18-16 on the road. Miami Heat 47-25, 26-9 at home with FTX Arena, Miami, Florida. Warriors are 3-2 over their past 5. Obviously, the big story about the Warriors is, no Steph. 23rd in pace over their past 5, 96.2 possessions a game, while Miami 3-2 over the past 5, 18th in pace at 97.80 possessions a game. We have the Heat opening up as 6.5-point favorites. That's moved to 7, and it's now moved to 7.5, and Pinnacle's leading the way there. So money coming in on the Heat fast. And I get it. The first thing I thought of is, don't you want to fade the Warriors after what we've seen them do? But then I stopped myself. I was like, look how bad they looked against the Orlando Magic. Isn't this the perfect spot for them to look better at some point in the 48 minutes? In some segment of this 48 minutes, aren't they going to put up some extra effort? Second half of the back-to-back, they lose 3 straight, 94-90. Orlando last night. They turned the ball over 18 times. And the Heat had their modest 2-game winning streak snapped in a 113-106 loss at the Sixers on Monday. There's no harm in losing in Philly against that team that they built. Gabe Vincent and Oladipo missed that game. Hero is spectacular right now. 46.2% from 3 in March. Jeez, and Butler has not looked as good right now. But when you're a superstar like Buckets and you know that it's going to be playoff time soon, you're going to have to carry your team, then he's just taking a break or taking a breath. Before you tell us your breakdown, let me just go tell the low baggers the situation here cash-wise in the Warriors game. It says that the line value at Sports Insight is all over the Heat. 8,524 tickets in, 60% of the tickets on the Heat, 85% of the cash, then 29% of tickets on the under, and no cash flow at this point. So take it away. I can't wait to hear this breakdown. Warriors, Heat, how you getting paid, Tease? And come into the mic a little bit more if you can.
All right, sure. Yeah, I don't, for those of you that don't know me, I'm not a big full game gambler. Ever since COVID, I've kind of backed off of full games just because of the fact that I call them shenanigans. There's just shenanigans, stuff that happens. You've seen it the last couple NFL seasons. So I have I feel that you're going to get the best ball out of the players beginning of the game. They're going to get theirs. They're going to eat and let the refs do what they're going to do at the end of the game. You know what I mean? So I pretty much stick to first halves, first quarters, stuff like that. And that's not with just basketball, with everything. But, this game kind of – I'm not a big NBA bettor, just to let everybody know. Don't sit there and tail me on this. But
college basketball is your main –
Yeah, college basketball is probably my moneymaker every year.
Okay.
But as far as Golden State goes tonight, I like Golden State until I saw Curry out. And I don't dislike them because of that. They're not a very good – beginning of the game. They're kind of buddy of mine that's in the green space with ski that we do every day at 1:00. Buford, big stat man. He turned me on the third quarter Warriors. And, you get them down at the half or even up a little bit and bet them third quarter, and they're pretty much money. And I made a lot of money off of that. So that's pretty much how I've been attacking Warriors games. And I don't bet them every spot, but this would be one of those spots that I think that if you watch the beginning of the game, if the Heat just don't run them out of the gym early, that'd be a spot that you would take Golden State tonight. And being without Steph doesn't really worry me as long as Poole can get his tonight. And did Draymond play tonight?
Well, it's the second half of a back-to-back, so it's like that's the worry with the Warriors. Jose, can you look up the situation right now with like on Roto or something with Draymond, get the latest information? But that's always going to be a fear here because we talk about whether or not a team needs to win a game at this time of season and whether or not they need it. And the only reason why I would say that they need to win it is because they've lost 3 straight, which just makes me want to back them. But do you want Draymond healthy? Because that's paramount.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they need him. If they want to make any kind of run, they need Draymond. I mean, I was surprised that he was out for so long. I thought that they would have tried to bring him back sooner. But with him being back, I expect them to make a push So this is a really tough game to cap because Miami's in that battle with the 1, 2, and 3 spot in the East with the Sixers and the Bucks. And to be honest with you, I was really surprised at the Sixers sitting Embiid the other night. And being a Sixers fan, it kind of makes me think: do the Sixers actually think they can beat Miami? Do they think Miami's better than them and they're going to sit Embiid and that's their excuse for losing that game if they lost? These are the things that run through my mind. So, like tonight with Curry out, I think it's going to be a better game. Like that 7, I think is too high. I honestly do. I think the 7's too high.
I do too. And I would like. I don't know if I want 48 minutes of action here. I think I would prefer the Warriors to bounce back and be ready to go early. And
Miami's got good stats in the first half. I mean, I don't have them in front of me. I don't have, I kind of like, which game do you want to look at? And I don't have any notes or anything with me. So, but if I was just betting this game, just looking at it, not knowing anything, my first angle would be the Heat first half. But, just what we just talked about with Curry out and the Warriors needing it, it's something that I'm going to have to dig into a little further before I put any money on.
And you'll tweet out your action?
Yeah, I'll tweet it out.
Tease, my man, I'd like to have you on the show as much as possible over the next few days, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Respect. Go get that cash.
Yep.
And thank you for sharing your hard work with us.
I appreciate you having me on. Sorry I wasn't a little more prepared. I love you, Jimmy. I love your show. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You honestly changed this whole gig. And changed it for the better and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, my man. Respect. There he is, Tease, coming to us from Philly, professional gambler.
And happy birthday, Tease.
Yeah, 50th birthday. It was
and
cast the bags.
And Draymond Green, I have not seen any updates on him yet, but I looked on the Roto and he wasn't on the injury report there, so that might be good news.
I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. Second half of back-to-back, I don't trust that shit at all. We have Warriors, Miami Heat under 108.5 from our guy Astute Chaos. We have Dan Kelly saying I'm going to be on the over at halftime in this game. Well, let's there's a couple. We did skip a game, but I would really want to bring in our next guest live in studio right now. And those of you who watched our NFL football show saw the skill set that your next guest has. He was absolutely spectacular. He held the lead for 11 weeks of the season before Big Ragu got hot. Please welcome to the show, Billy Brisbane in the house. Brizzy, my man.
Let me get the headphones.
Yeah, man. We got Brizzy, and Brizzy's we're gonna attack 3 games with Brizzy. And those of you who roll with Brizzy, why don't you move over a little bit, get a little more center. Those of you who roll with Brizzy know that he's a props man, but obviously here this is however you want to attack a situation. And Brizzy gets us started here with the marquee game on the board, that being 7:30 p.m.
This is the TNT game.
Brooklyn Nets 38-34, 22-15 on the road at the Memphis Grizzlies, 49-23, 24-10 at home. We're at FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee. Let's start with the market here. We have Brooklyn opening up as 1.5-point favorites, and it's kind of messed up. We have 1 point favorites at 365. We have 2 point favorites over at Bodog, 2 at Will Hill. So it is kind of messy here. From a total perspective, we're sitting very high at 238. We have seen Pinnacle drop it a 0.5 point to 237.5. C. James is going Grizz money line. Bruce Hayward says net smash spot. Andrew Carr says today is Kyrie's 30th birthday.
Jacksonville Zoe.
And Dan Kelly says if you aren't watching Billy's UFC shows and tailing his plays, you are missing out on cash. Say what?
It's on ESPN, not TNT.
Oh, ESPN. Okay,
my bad. I mean, as long as it's on cable, we don't have to use streams that we're not allowed to say on stream to watch it. We'll be fine, right?
More money. Brooklyn 4-1 over their past 5, 21st in pace at 96.9 possessions a game. Memphis playing much, much faster. 4-1 over their past 5, second in pace, 103.40 possessions a game. Nets coming off their second straight win, 114-106 at home over Utah on Monday night. The Grizzlies bounced back from their 120-105 loss at the Hawks by beating up on the Rockets 122-98 on Sunday. Let's just take a quick look at the cash because this is a marquee game. This is the most bet game on the NBA card today. 13,731 tickets in right now. 90% of the tickets on Brooklyn. 90, thinking that Kyrie on his 30th birthday can just do and get whatever he wants.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why.
72% of the cash on Brooklyn. So 90% tickets, 72% of the cash. And then we have 52% of tickets on the over. Take it away, Brizzy, my man. Nets, Grizzlies.
Yeah, the first thing in this one is going to be the injury report for this one. We got Curry. He's questionable, and Dragic is already doubtful, but it doesn't matter because this game isn't in New York. So we're going to get a full Kyrie Irving night tonight. And if Kyrie Irving's playing 35 minutes, my money's on the Nets, man. That's exactly where I'm going to go with. John Morant's out for the Grizzlies in this one. Jaren Jackson leads the team in usage when Morant's off the floor. Dylan Brooks just came off an injury. He's getting his legs back together over the weekend. I wanted to hit Desmond Bane's 3-point prop, but it's at 3.5 now. It was at 2.5 last week. We caught the book slipping, but not this week. But the main reason why I like the Nets, they always look better on the road than they do at home. They're 7-1-1 ATS in their last 9 road games. And currently the AFC in the East, like Jimmy's been saying throughout the episode, what are teams really to play for? Nets are in the AC, man. They can't afford to lose any more games. They're a better road team than home team. So I'm going to take the Nets on the money line at -145.
Nets on the money line at -145. We have Dan Kelly agreeing with you. He says already on Kyrie's points, rebounds.
Yeah, where's my boy Nets Bets at in the chat?
Man, and brothers and bets, man, come through. Man, this is you're gonna walk into our spot like it's a great bar, but you're gonna come into our back room and be like, "Oh, I'm home." That's the first thing you say. I'm home, baby.
It gets a little nippy in here though.
Well, that's what AC, not because of what the weather is.
Wait until Slaughter's in here, man. Slaughter has this shit like an icebox, man. I was freezing my ass off last week.
Hey, man,
I was wearing slippers.
Look, man,
I got the blanket for a reason. That isn't for show.
He's got multiple $1,000 bets going around, man. And of course, he needs to cool down, man.
I don't blame him.
Urbalina says bet online is -123 on the money line. That big of a difference right now? Where's the -145 you're looking at?
I got -145 last night at Bovada. It was -150 at FanDuel. I'm not really a points spread better when it comes to basketball. I like to take money lines, and also I'm a UFC better. So if you give me a line at -150 and I think the money's right, I don't really care. The public wins too, right? They can't get smacked in NCAA and basketball. I mean, how many days the public is going to get smacked in a row? They're due for a bounce back before they start losing all their money this weekend on these NCAA games.
What do you think of Slaughter?
We got Slaughter on his are we allowed to say Mexican lady shit?
No, let's not. Look at that. Julian Cesaris had been listening to me for a few years now. I'm writing a movie about gambling. All you great cappers will be hearing from me soon. It says putting YouTube cappers on the map by the hook. It's the name of the film he's going to write.
I like it, by the hook.
By the hook.
That lost a lot by the hook.
That's a good title for a name.
Yeah, it's great. I respect Julian. So we have Brizzy on the board on the Nets on the money line. Just before we move on, your fears, or talk to me about the Memphis Grizzlies with Ja on the court and the Memphis Grizzlies without Ja on the court.
See, when he came out earlier this year, there were still some things going on in Memphis with Young Dolph, a rapper down there in Memphis, and he passed away. So the team was kind of player inspired. But now the second go around with John Morant off the floor, granted, Jaren Jackson looks good, Dylan Brooks looks good, and Desmond Bane, but that's not enough to get the job done against Kyrie and KD. Who do you think is really going to guard KD in this game? Would you say Kyle Anderson, Desmond Bane, Dylan Brooks, a stumble of them, or Jaren Jackson?
I need to switch them off every 5 minutes so their hearts don't break.
And on top of that, if you've been watching the press conferences for the Nets know it's a different type of gear that they need to pick it up. It's playoff season. I mean, they know what's up, man. There's a lot of things on the line in the East, and they definitely don't want to play Philly in the first round, man, because they're going to get that ass whooped.
Oh, shit. Danko said Brooklyn down at the half, even by 1 point. I will be on Brooklyn third quarter at halftime. Okay, so that's Brizzy's first spot on the Nets, and look, I get it. I get it. I get it. All right, and we'll move on. We'll move on to your next spot on the board, Brizzy, and that comes up at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Houston Rockets 18-54, 7-29 on the road at the Dallas Mavericks 44-28, 24-12 at home. We're at American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, just 4 short hours from here. Houston 1-4 over the past 5, 7th in pace at 101 possessions game, while Dallas is 3-2 over the past 5, 28th in pace at 94.00 possessions a game. Rockets coming off snapping their 5-game losing streak with 115-97 win at home over Washington on Monday night. But, this is a very, very dangerous team that they're facing here in the Mavericks. Mavericks open up as 10-point favorites, a huge spread. The total opened up at 221. We've seen it drop to 220.5 or 220. There's Millsy in the house. Respect, Millsy. Thank you for joining us. We go over
Mills.
When we go over to the cash flow here, we have 8,473 tickets in, and as Sports Insights has the Mavericks as the fourth best value on today's card. 46% of the tickets on the Rockets, but 60% of the cash as 10-point dogs, and then we have 36% of the tickets on the over. We don't have a cash line yet, so take us away. How are you looking at this Rockets Maverick spot?
So the first thing that I wanted to do before I looked at the injury report was parlay the fucking Mavericks money line. The Houston Rockets are always the team I'm looking to fade to make some money on. But you click the Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic is out for this game, and that just throws off my whole entire capping of this game. It's a regional game. We're in Texas ourselves, Jimmy. So we got Houston versus Dallas. This is a regional game. The spread is a little bit too high for me. If I had to pick a side, I would probably pick the Rockets, but that's not the route I went. I don't know if this is a little bit of homerism, but here it comes, man. Thursday, Nova's coming up. We got to show love to the local, man. Jalen Brunson, over 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists tonight, minus 118. No Luka Doncic on the floor. That's going to give a big boost up to Spencer Dinwiddie and Jalen Brunson. Last time Luka was out and they gave him a rest, Spencer Dinwiddie went absolutely off for a season high in points. So the books are already on the Spencer Dinwiddie props. So we're going to take the second co-host there and Jalen Brunson. He's reached the 20-point mark in 3 of his last 7 games this month, averaging 17.6 points, and that's a lot of games with Luka on the floor. So I think he absolutely smashes in the spot tonight. Houston Rockets don't play defense. Dallas is one of the slowest paced teams in the league, so this is a good pace up spot for Dallas here against Houston. The only thing that would kind of concern me about this one would be nothing, honestly.
What do you think about Luka off the floor and how much he slows everything down for the Mavs in the third and fourth quarter? We know that. Sorry, let me just add a quick caveat, because we know that Houston in the first half of the year was paying off all gamblers on team total overs on the opposition. So, every team was putting up, 125 to 135 against these Rockets, and the Rockets kept fighting in the fourth. Now we have Luka, who's not going to slow it down in the fourth or third.
Well, the reason why they're playing such at a slow pace is because of their front court situation. Their front court situation is very depleted right now with the trade of Kristaps Porzingis. They're starting Dwight Powell out there. While granted, Dwight Powell doesn't give you the best vote of confidence and he puts up inconsistent numbers, he absolutely smashed against Minnesota in the last game, put up 41 DraftKings points, had 22 points, real life points, and 8 rebounds. So they're finding some type of consistency down low against Dwight Powell. And kind of going with your under in this one, I feel like Christian Wood in these spots, when he gets really good spots, he doesn't ever really perform up to the spot. And on top of that, Houston is a team that's looking to tank. So maybe his minutes might get limited for Alfred Sengun, the rookie that they got over there from Turkey. He's been absolutely smashing for the Rockets this year. I wouldn't be surprised if those are the type of guys that kind of cut into Christian Wood's minutes. I don't think they're looking to cut Christian Wood 40 minutes against the Dallas Mavericks at the end of the year. Not a lot of games left in the season, so I think it's a pass. Take the props. Luka's out. Take the guard props.
See, I like your Brunson look. I'm actually on the other side of the total. I think there's going to be points in this basketball game without Luka slowing everything down. The key would be that
it's just what lineup are the Rockets going to put out there? Are they going to start Sengun and Wood together? Or are they going to start Wood singly? I would imagine they're going to go with a smaller lineup with the Dallas Mavericks not having Luka out there. I would imagine Dorian Finney-Smith is still good, just going to keep on doing his thing. DFS has been playing really good of recent.
See, Oh, and Glenn Man saying Draymond Green after the loss, we're playing stupid. So that would lead you to believe that Draymond will.
I mean,
definitely
I
win
hope
it.
the shit goes over. This is one of the games on FanDuel tonight. So I mean, everybody in the chat that's saying go over, I'm rooting with you guys.
I'm interested. I'm very interested in the over here.
Why would they run with Spencer Dim? Shout outs to Mills. He said no, Luka, they're gonna run. Why would they run without Spencer Dinwiddie? Have you not watched the Wizards in the first half of the year before the NBA trade deadline? They ran not the fastest pace in the league with Spencer Dinwiddie as their starting point guard.
Very, 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 very interesting. Dan Kelsey's got to worry that Porter Jr. is going to walk out in the middle of
Man, Porter Jr. can't even get his fucking Tinder account together, more or less, than get a basketball game together for 32 minutes. So I'm not worried about the 19-year-old kid.
Jose, one hole. I'm going to get myself a brewski and hit the head, man. So I'm going to have. Can you come in here and take care of Philadelphia 76ers, LA Lakers?
Yeah, sure. I'll slander the 76ers and Lakers whenever you give me an opportunity.
Okay, well, I love capping the Lakers game, so I would like to be here with you guys, but I'm going to make a quick move, and because we do have a big, the show is still rolling, man. We got lots to do here. So 76ers, Lakers, crypto.com arena. Here, just use my computer. There is this, and there is that.
Yeah, I'm use any of this.
I mean, I can break it down for you. This is my favorite team.
No, it's your spot, man. It's your spot. It's your spot. Jose's just going to assist.
Get out of here. This is a real life kick. I feel
this is like a real life switch right here.
All right, Billy, tell me about the 76ers and the fucking Lakers. Both teams stink, apparently. That's what I've heard.
Don't get me started, man. I mean, we're a little bit too close to be talking shit about my Lakers, but it should be a very interesting game, though. We have the Sixers and the Lakers here. This game is in LA. The Lakers are coming off a very emotional win in Cleveland, while the Sixers are coming off an emotional loss against Toronto. Fuck the Canadians out there, baby. We're coming for that ass. Fuck Kawhi, too. I'm just joking with you. To be honest with you, though, the first thing that stood out to me in this game, though, was Joel Embiid, his point prop tonight. This is one of the most competitive races for the 2022 scoring title in a very long time. LeBron, Embiid, Giannis, and Durant are all separated by a half a point for the scoring title. The NBA scoring title has only been decided by fewer than a half a point just 6 times throughout the NBA's history. So this is a very, I would say, narrative-driven play, but this is a really good spot against the Lakers. I would parlay the Sixers if you guys are out there parlaying up stuff, but this is a favorable matchup against a soft Lakers front court. Embiid should absolutely smash in this spot. He's one of the guys that goes to the free throw line the most in the league. Now we got through the little James Harden, little celebration part of the year, back down to throwing the ball down the post and playing inside-out basketball. Embiid and Harden both missed the last game, but that should boost the confidence of our secondary role players like Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris. We saw a Furkan Korkmaz appearance off the bench finally. Doc got rid of Danny Green. We've been rooting for that for a very long time. On the LA Lakers side of the ball, though, LeBron is probably going to play in this one. I wouldn't be surprised if Talen Horton-Tucker, he's on the questionable list, but I think the big thing here for the Lakers is Russell Westbrook has been playing very good basketball of recent. He's been going over his PRA in the last couple of games. I guess he's finally opened up his social media account and finally been looking at his notifications, because he's been roasted for how bad the Lakers have been playing this year, because it's not LeBron's fault. It's the rest of these fucking castmates. The rest of these fucking castmates are fucking bums.
Yeah, LeBron picked them, though.
You know, no, LeBron didn't pick him. He picked his contract, and they picked the players that will play around LeBron, because LeBron's not the easiest person to play with. That's the word in the street.
Well, I would say LeBron's not the easiest person to GM either. By the way, it's an interesting note about this. First time I'm seeing this, Jimmy, by the way, doesn't close any of his tabs. That's an old classic old person thing.
Yeah, that's definitely an old person thing.
But
like, there's a split screen, bro. You know you could split I'm saying to Jimmy, like, you know you could split your screen to have multiple tabs.
No, it's great. I love it. Jimmy's not tech savvy. I like talking shit about him when he's not here. But I'll say this. It's about 50-50 for the spread money, but tickets, 62% of the spread tickets are on the 76ers.
Well, the Lakers are one of the most popular public teams, one of the most highest profitable revenue teams in the league. So you're always going to see a little bit of public action coming in on a money line and a spread. But I feel like in basketball, especially, that's one of the sports I don't really care where the money's coming in from. Usually if the money's coming in from one side or the other, it's usually injury news related. I think you should just stick to your numbers in basketball and bet what you know and not bet what you think and hear.
Look at that. Look at that. All
Perfect timing, yeah. Joel Embiid over 21.5 points, -112, top play of the day. Nets money line -145 is going to be the marquee play of the day, and then Jalen Brunson over 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists at -118 is going to be the third play of the day. Let's get some money. Follow me over on Twitter at Getting Builds. It's blunt time, baby.
Well, look, try to hold off for 25 minutes because I think blunt time sounds really good. So, Brizzy, what was your action in Sixers, Lakers, and Jose? Do you have action in Sixers, Lakers?
I'll go first. No, but both these teams suck ass, and the Celtics are going to smack the 76ers in the playoffs if that happens.
Jose, you guys got to we'll save that for the documentaries.
Okay, but then I know you just ran it with the low baggers, but can you give me your
I was just talking more about this is one of the most competitive point races ever for a scoring title. Embiid, Giannis, and Durant are all separated by 0.5 point per game, and the NBA scoring title has only been decided by fewer than 0.5 point just 6 times. So the theme of the show has been narratives. What are people playing for? Well, Joel Embiid's paying for a mighty contract incentive with winning the NBA scoring title and breaking a shitload of records with a favorable matchup against a soft LA Lakers front court who don't really start a center. And, we're past the Harden celebration point. It's just throw the ball down to Embiid, win these basketball games, and let's go grab first.
So you got 31.5?
31.5 at -112. My bad.
It's all good. No, whatever. It's early. We're on the sauce. Do you have any concern that the Sixers are going to be up? I guess not.
Not at all. I mean, the Sixers are coming off a loss against Toronto, which is pretty emotional for them. So they're going to probably come out hot. And then the Lakers, they can't win fucking home games. It's ridiculous. They can't win home games. And then on top of that, they don't have a center. You think I'm scared of DeAndre Jordan? We got rid of his bum ass for a reason at the trade deadline.
No, I feel you. And with the Sixers at -7, you have
no concerns about an NBA blowout. If you start capping NBA blowouts, you're just be Mystic Mac at that point. Tell me who's gonna win the next top horse race, because you're probably one of those guys too.
All right, respect, my man. Brizzy, roll with us again tomorrow.
Coming off a win versus the Heat. I'm just more talking about that Raptors game specifically. It was an emotional loss for us. And the last time that we played, the guys like Embiid and Harden didn't play. So if you hear me capping and talking about that game, we're looking at 2 different Sixers rosters when you take Embiid on and off the floor.
I respect him, man. Go get that cash. So you have Embiid over 31.5.
Yeah, we got Kelly Clarkson's lifts to pay for. So, we got to make this cash.
Oh, it's just pretty handy.
Or Katy Perry or J-Lo. We're in mini Mexico, so we'll take J-Lo too.
Yeah, I guess. Brizzy, thank you so much, man. So you got the Nets money line, and then you got player props on Brunson and Embiid.
Yes, sir.
All right, go get it, man.
Let's get this money.
Respect. Can you tell Iksnizol to come on in, man?
Yep.
All right. Let's get the.
I've got bad news for you. Iksnizol, no game. He's not. He's
probably still feeling it from last night, getting just kicked out of the restaurant. But
he's getting settled.
Make sure you follow me over on Twitter at Getting Builds. You got a busy week this week at Pupapalooza, so all the package plays are going to be dropped out on my Twitter for free this week. So let's get this money, baby.
Go get it. Go get it. There's our guy, Brizzy, in the house. Okay, next up then for us, we only have a couple games left on the NBA card, and then we'll review everything on the slate. Starchild says over 0 in that Hawks game, and shout out to our guy, Brizzy. So as this show goes on over the next week and a half, or so, you're going to see more and more of the cappers that you see in the chat sitting beside me, giving us their plays and their action, and I'll be tracking everything. It'll be a lot of fun. One game we did not speak of was, and Jose, I would like your input on this, Utah Jazz 45-27, 19-16 on the road at the Boston Celtics 45-28, 24-12 at home. TD Garden, Boston, Massachusetts. Feels like it was a different season ago when they were saying that Brown and Tatum can't play together and all that shit. A different season ago when we're talking about the coaching issues that were happening over with the Celtics, because they are now, I believe, 2.5 games behind the Heat to take over number one in the conference. And they're in like a basic tie, a three-way tie with Philadelphia and Milwaukee, 2.5 games behind the Heat. So huge differences have happened very quickly here. Utah 3-2, 19th in pace at 97.5 possessions a game, while Boston 4-1, 26th in pace, 94.60 possessions a game. Jazz had their 3-game winning streak snapped in a 114-106 loss at Brooklyn on Monday night. And they didn't look good. They were not even in the game until Donovan Mitchell just took over with 5 minutes left to get them within 6. But that was the closest that they came. Jordan Clarkson put up 19 off the bench. Celtics coming off their 4th straight win, 132-123 at the Thunder on Monday. And it was a spot where, are they going to show up? But they're playing such good ball right now that even when they don't, they're going to take care of business. Tatum goes for 36. Brown goes for 25. That's the 4th straight game in Oklahoma that they've both done that, gone over 25 here. Bruce Hayward says Boston smash spot not sold on the Jazz. They were soft, low key. PG respect. Astute Chaos says Utah Boston first half over 110.5 at -103. So why don't we just take a quick look at the market and the cash, and then hear what Jose has to say about his Celtics here. So we have this Boston opening up at -5.5. It has moved to 4.5 at Pinnacle. The total's dropped a 1.5 from 217 to 215.5. And then we have 11,046 tickets in. And they're Celtics. It's Celtics money. 60% of the tickets, 68% of the cash on the Celtics. And then 75% of tickets on the over. 75% of tickets on the over. And Astute Chaos also believing in that over and wanting to focus on the first half. Jose, what do you think about this spot, Utah Celtics?
Very interesting, especially because the Celtics right now are undefeated on their West Coast road trip, 4-0, and they have turned into an absolute wagon of a team. Officially now a championship contender because of how well they've been playing.
Definitely.
Jason Tatum is the truth. Jaylen Brown is also good. Rob Williams is turning out to be very good. However, I think I would take the Jazz here simply on the fact that 4-0, 5-0 on a West Coast road trip like this is hard to achieve. The Jazz are a good squad, I think, as weird as it is going to say come out of my mouth, or weird as it's going to sound coming out of my mouth, I think the Jazz are a low-key contender this year in the playoffs because all these Western Conference teams are dropping like flies with injuries and stuff. They always have these stuff going on with them, and the Jazz are just kind of just right there. I know Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell fucking choke in the playoffs, just like Karl Malone did, but I wouldn't be surprised if this Jazz team put up a good fight. I think it'll be a close game. I would Homer in me says Celtics win, but the Jazz cover.
It's interesting that you believe in this Jazz squad that hasn't shown us any real reason to believe in, other than that after the Suns, you could say that the Western Conference is somewhat vulnerable.
Best thing about this too, Glenn Eddieman just reminded me that this is in Boston now too. This is the end. They already ended their West Coast road trip. I think that's what he's saying. It's in Boston, so it makes me feel a little better. But I'm still taking. It makes me feel better about the Jazz actually, because you're coming off that West Coast road trip, first game back home. I think might take a second to get adjusted. So.
Well, C. James saying that Jalen Brunson points, rebounds, and assist line is shooting up, as we've been talking about. Uncle Oliver is on Jazz first half. Uncle Oliver, we need you to come through. We need you to come through, roll through here in San Antonio. We need to run together. Piker says Jazz are one of about 3 teams I'm not comfortable laying over possession with my Celtics with. And Astute Chaos says that number went against me, but he still likes that play, and that play being the first half over 110.5 at -103 in Jazz Celtics. I guess, there's no shame in losing at Brooklyn, even though Kyrie's not going to be on the floor. So there's no shame in the Jazz doing that. But the Jazz, they certainly don't feel as strong as they were last year, and I don't see any reason other than the West Coast or the Western Conference being more vulnerable this year. That's the only reason why I would have any kind of thoughts that they might be able to be dangerous in the playoffs. Let's move on. We have just a couple games left here. Next up we have is Phoenix Suns at Minnesota Timberwolves. We're at the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. If there was a thought that maybe Phoenix would, with no pressure being given to them from the Grizzlies or the Warriors, that maybe they would slip up. They're not covering, all the games or many even really, but they're winning them. And they look very good, and they look focused. 58-14, 28-6 on the road at the Timberwolves, 42-31, 24-12 at home at the Target Center, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Phoenix has been playing with the 11th fastest pace over their past 5 games, 99.92 possessions a game, while Minnesota's 4-1, first in pace at 104 possessions a game. Suns come in off their 5th straight win, 127-124 in overtime at Sacramento on Sunday. Obviously, it helped that Sabonis got hurt with 4.5 minutes left. It changed the game quite drastically, but they're winning basketball games. Timberwolves had their 4-game winning streak snapped in a 110-108 loss at Dallas on Monday night. And, sure, they don't win the game, but this team's the real deal. And they're showing that right now. This total's high at 238, but Minnesota is playing that kind of a pace. And the Suns without CP3 will have to follow suit. The Suns have gone from -2 to -1 point favorites. This total's gone from 237.5 down to 238. And Bruce Hayward said this is a tough game. I don't know what side backwood for me. Maybe a live bet. And let me just pull up this. Oh, and C. James also on the Celtics Jazz under. Glenn Elliott, man, leading to the Suns Wolves over 238. LJ from H-Town is going to be rolling with us here this week. Says take the over first quarter and first half. Suns Timberwolves, both teams combined score for 65 points first quarter, last 5 games. Rand says might be a tad high. There's no question it's a tad high, but so we know what the Timberwolves are going to try to do at home. The question is, do the Suns have the guard play that can stymie what the Wolves want to do? And they don't right now without CP3, who we know can control a game. So I have interest on this high over. I definitely have interest in this high over. 238's high, but Starchild says I like that Suns game's over. Can I just take one quick look at where the cash was again in this spot here, because I have interest in this high over. 9,293 tickets in, and all we know is 62% of tickets are on the under, so no help there, unfortunately. 54% of tickets on the Mavericks. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's the Timberwolves. Sorry, 36% of tickets on the Timberwolves and just 14% of cash. So Suns money flying in. Suns money flying in. Stu Chaos, Phoenix, Minnesota, first half over 117.5. Parlay with Utah. Bruce says, "Where's the sharp money?" And I would expect to be able to give you an answer with 9,293 tickets in. Oh, sorry, 8,851 tickets in. The bigger bets are coming in on Phoenix here. But I think this is a nice opportunity for the Timberwolves to, obviously it was a tough game in Dallas on Monday, but you take CP3 out of the lineup and you have the Timberwolves at home. I just frankly think that they're a better team. Dennis Garcia says my Timberwolves to win, and maybe I don't even need the over, or maybe maybe it's a T-Wolves team total over spot. Okay, I'm gonna be involved in this game tonight. I think the T-Wolves are the play at home, and I really do. I'm surprised that the early money has come in on the Suns, and I think this is going to be a game I'll approach with confidence this evening. Milsey said, just like your ex-girl, it's over. Spending penny bombs on the Timberwolves money line. I agree. I agree. I think, and then I'm going to decide whether or not I'll add a Timberwolves team total over. I'll tweet it out if I do it. Alex Gagnon says Suns aren't complete without CP3. So there we go. Now, at this point, we have capped every game on the board except for the final game, and the Spurs are in play. And those of you rolling with us know next Wednesday we will be at Spurs Grizzlies live, and we'll be betting heavily on it at the AT&T Center. Spurs are 28-44, 14-21 on the road. Trailblazers are 27-44, 17-18 at home. We're at the Moda Center in Portland, Oregon. Spurs are 2-3. Third in pace at 102.70 possessions a game, while the Blazers are 104, 10th in pace at 100.30 possessions a game. Dav Fenn says, sounds like T-Wolves money line. Does to me. Piker says, if you like the Suns here, you're right. If you like the Wolves, okay, stop. Nut Flashan says, look at Timberwolves team total over. Yeah, I think that would be the best way to attack it. And my only concern on the over and things of that nature is if we are right and the Wolves really do attack the Suns here. Jose, can you do me a favor? Can you look up both next games for the Phoenix Suns and the Minnesota Timberwolves?
Sure.
When do they play next?
Sure, Jimmy. I'll look you right in the eye and tell you that it's tomorrow against the Denver Nuggets, and then Sunday, March 27th.
Who's that for?
Versus the 76ers, and that is the Suns.
So the Suns play Denver tomorrow?
Yep, at 8 p.m.
Wow. And who do the Wolves play tomorrow? Or do they play tomorrow or do they have a day off?
It's fine. By the way, that is at Denver too. Don't forget that. So they have to travel to Denver. So Minnesota Timberwolves, their schedule for the people in the back, they play those Suns tonight. Then they play Friday the 25th against the Mavericks. And then they lose Sunday the 27th against the Celtics.
Sorry, saw Wally saying he's going to come down, and I started reading it. Wally, you got to come down here. It's magic. It's absolute magic. You see what Slaughter's put together. What was the next game for the Wolves?
Friday, and then
Sunday.
Oh,
Jesus. I'm going to hammer the Wolves. This has all of a sudden become my favorite spot on the whole entire card. And I don't want the full game over, because the Suns, if the Suns are losing or the Suns are worried or concerned at all, they're going to let go. So this is Nupfel Challenge says, again, look at the team total over for the Wolves. I will. Okay, so the Wolves has become a very exciting look for me that I want to attack. Let's talk about this last game here. Spurs coming off their second win in 3 games, 110-108 at the Warriors on Sunday. Blazers snapped their 4-game losing streak with a 119-115 win at Detroit on Monday. Detroit was resting 5 regulars. It was not really a spot to gain any confidence in. Well, just before we put a bow on this, Jose, can you get me up Portland's injury situation right now? The Blazers injury situation. This total opened up at 231, and Bet365 moved it to 231.5. The Spurs are 10-point favorites and now 9.5-point favorites. The Spurs on the road really shouldn't be that big of favorites against anybody. 8,839 tickets in, and Sports Insights has the Spurs with the third best value here on the entire card. 55% of tickets on the Spurs, 64% of cash, and then 45% of tickets on the over. What do you
want to know?
So just give me
Greg Brown, game time decision. Bledsoe out. Hart out. Someone I don't know named Didi out. Yusuf Nurkic out. Anthony Simons out. Everyone else out for the season. That includes Nazir Little and Dame and all them. That's on RotoWire as well.
They have absolutely nobody, is what is being said by Spenny Penny Bombs. They have nobody, but I don't see the Spurs being.
Whenever I see the Spurs as double-digit favorites, I get really shocked. I think the last time I saw them as double-digit favorites was against the Thunder a couple days ago, I believe. And I think they actually smacked them in the mouth and took care of business. But I was pretty shocked by it. So, honestly, the Trailblazers have been so bad that I think that Pop and just a veteran coaching staff versus Chauncey. No, it's not Chauncey Billups. No, it's Chauncey Billups, right?
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups. I think that the Spurs can get an advantage and smack them in the mouth early. So I would look through a first half just to make me feel better about the full game.
It's a game that makes me feel uncomfortable. One thing we know about the Spurs with Pop in control is that they come to play and they're going to give you effort. But God, what a boring night in the fucking Moda Center. Okay, Mike M says, what are the first number 1 and 2 spots for? Now, this is I'll just give you the value spots from Sports Insights. They have that the Miami Heat are by far the most valuable spot on the NBA card tonight. By far. Then next, way back, is the Sixers. Then the Spurs. Then the Mavs. Then the Pacers. All right, that is the entire NBA card. So there's going to be a lot of heavy gambling in this room over the next 12 hours and over the next week and a half. And let's just go over the action here on today's show. We have Mr. Gogster on the Devils team total over 2.5 at -121. This was -120 at Bet365 earlier, and I just want to see if that has changed, because it did seem like the best spot on the board. It has not changed. I wonder if I should be nervous about that. I'm not going to be. I do. I think the Devils team total over is a really good look from Gogster. He's also on the Sabres first period, which I get. I think from a risk reward standpoint, I get. Then he's on the. Oh no, he was leaning towards the under 6.5, and then he's got the Ron Crawford on spreadsheet Colorado Avalanche in regulation. And then he's on the Blackhawks plus 115. Come 10 p.m. Eastern tonight. I mean, it'll be 9 p.m. here. Do I really want to have? I mean, obviously the booze will want me to have a ton of cash in Blackhawks Ducks, but from a gambling standpoint, do I really want to have $150 on this hockey game? And then the answer is I don't. I think there's just a ton of volatility, and I understand why he's on the Blackhawks plus 115. But if Pinnacle's giving you the best odds in a gambling situation, then I think you should be uncomfortable. So the game just makes me really, really uncomfortable. And now that we've broken down some really good spots in the NBA, I don't think I want to be involved there. We have CMAC on the Seahawks, Wilmington Seahawks against Middle Tennessee. Spreadsheet play today for Ron Crawford is on Wake Forest. And then Nolly is on BYU. And I've got heavy asterisks besides Nolly's breakdown on BYU. I'm interested in them, and I would like to place a bet on them to win it all. And I'm not going to do that with a local because I would like the payout options, early payout options. So that's
Shout out to Bodog, by the way, for those early payment options.
Yes, and we have Bodog. We can pop the link, and we'll do more of that when we're betting it live. Another thing we've done is we've figured out a way to show the tickets for. We've to show the tickets while we're live betting.
Jesus.
So we're gonna be.
Okay.
We wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for. Your next guest who's going to close the show with me, Jeff Slaughter here at Southtown 101. Brought in a couple bottles here. We got a Kraken and a JMO, and also 6 TVs and 6K right there, Slaughter.
6 TVs, 6Ks, and $1,500 richer after we tell Nolly in the tank play of the day, baby. Let's fucking go, BYU, baby. Let's go!
Oh man, what a treat it is! What a treat! You guys got to come down to the Southtown because we're gambling heavy in here. We got all the computers all up. The computers are all up, and then we have these TVs and 6K all ready to rock. It's just I can't imagine a more enjoyable couple weeks that we're gonna have than right here.
Jimmy, I'm gonna say this. I hope that your crowd handling abilities are on point because we've got couple guys in here now. It's getting rowdy here at 12:30. It's only going to get more and more as the week goes on.
I will say there's no lack of personality here. There's some weird motherfuckers already. So you bring that shit.
Yeah. Slaughter, man, I couldn't be more excited about the next 2 weeks. And thank you for putting out so much energy and setting this room up, which is spectacular. And I'm just so excited. We're all so excited. So thank you, Jeff.
No problem. My pleasure, guys. I appreciate y'all guys supporting us and hanging in there with us while we're growing and visiting San Antonio. And anyone that's making it down here to fly down here and hang out with us, guys, I really appreciate that. That means a lot. And we're building something special here, guys. So
yeah, no doubt.
Cheers to you, to me, to the chat, to Jose, to Pub, to our wallets tonight, baby. Let's hit this shit.
Yeah, let's get it.